Alrighty then. So, last time on the dynamics of good and evil. Ranya, the halfling druid, Feliana, the Mephisto bard, Bundle the stalker tabaxi, and Dashegen the barbarous dragonborn had arrived at the capital city of Redport to seek out leads on their own separate agendas and adventures. After setting up camp in the temporary Gateway district and meeting some local tavern folk, the party set about establishing their potential residency by registering for city passports at the local interior city post. Afterwards, the four had a little time to explore the middle sector of shops and services. Ranya registered for potion-making courses with the local alchemic apothecary franchise. Bundle set about gathering foodstuffs for their immediate stay, and Fel went about assisting Dashegen in the purchase of new threads. Upon returning to their fortress, the crew decided to further investigate a curiously mysterious fortune-teller who had been avoiding their interactions. Fel received a troublingly vague prophecy upon a close encounter with the avoidant Mad Ellie. Afterwards, Bundle made his way away from the group towards the Florist Guild, secretly a front for the thieving guild of the Qwix. One spiked teacup later, he awoke in an underlit underground chamber, awaiting questioning from supposedly the higher-ups of the guild he so wishes to receive guidance from. Welcome back to the dynamics of good and evil. So, Bundle, you are currently underground, being... Nope.
Right.
Oh, stuff like this always makes me worry.
So yes, you are currently held hostage in an underground chamber. You are sitting in a chair, not really tied down, more just loosely appended to a sitting position, while a raspy, throaty voice behind you is said,
"So you wish to join the Qwix, do you?"
Possibly.
Humph. What makes the likes of you think you are worthy of joining our noble cause of undergroundness?
Well, took talent this far, didn't it? Figured if someone like me can just waltz in here, he's at least worth the time to look over.
So you just think we allow anyone who waltzes up to the Florist Guild a plot of land and 40 acres, do you?
Not exactly. I didn't know I'd have to prove myself once I get this far. But I'm at least worth a trial.
And remind us, who was it who supposedly sent you our way?
Yowen.
What? Yo. Bundle mentioned the name Yowen and asked, and if I was misled, then please show me the exit. However, I am here to learn a thing or two from you guys.
The candlelight flickers gently.
What did this Yowen tell you to look for?
Told me to look for a man who had a particular tattoo on his hand, that of a white circle on his wrist, and that if I wanted to get in touch with anyone within the guild, to look for that man.
Curious. So, you want to be a Qwix? What is it particularly that brings you here? Can't be looking forward to a life of crime now, especially now that Prince Zoran is so cracking down on the organizations we associate with so often.
Well, to put it plainly, I have my knack with the bow and being able to move stealthily and all, but sometimes you need a little bit more to get around in this world when it comes to going in and out of things or areas that people don't want you in. Not necessarily steal, maybe to gather information.
Entirely selfish reasons, of course.
Bundle just shrugs. Got me there.
We always get one like this every once in a while. I suppose nothing wrong with giving you a trial run, I suppose. Let us see. Tell you what. I'm going to let you go. However, suppose I catch you with something on you before you leave. I might just have to say that you won't have passed your trial, at least the first part. He says in Thieves Can't.
I'm guessing at that point, Bundle would nod and say, "Seems reasonable enough." Just point me in the right direction.
If your eyes need help in wandering, I can't assist you, young lad. But I'm just here to set out to see how slight your hand really is. So, the chair knocks forward slightly, and you just stumble forward a little bit, like,
Okay. I guess at this point, can I use my perception to see what my surroundings are?
Sure. You can tell you're in a very densely cluttered little compartment. There are chairs, cobwebs, old rolling desks set aside, as well as just all this sort of junk placed about, like spinning wheels, just assortments of scroll cases, and little useless pieces of wood and fiber, and just odds and ends, really. Nothing really of value, you would think. Just look around and see. Like, basically you're in, like, a hoarder's closet, but imagine if the hoarder just hoarded, like, random furniture.
Huh. So, I guess to what I can see, just mundane stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in that case, I guess when he was in the room, was he I guess, standing in the middle of a room, and he was waking up from being knocked out, or was he already sitting in a chair?
You were already sitting in the chair when you woke up.
Okay. And the guy across from me, what kind of, with a 13, what can I tell from his features? Or can I even...
He was actually behind you the whole time.
Oh my. Well, if that's the case, then I guess I stand from the chair that I was at and start looking about for, I guess, investigating this time, see if any of this mundane stuff even looks remotely valuable, even if it's maybe up to worth of a gold.
All right.
That'd be investigation.
Indeed.
20.
So, as you just peer around these various cases, you catch glimpses and look around. Most of these cases and scroll bounds are empty, cobwebby, just tossed aside sort of thing. However, one thing that does catch your eye is a little notary seal, just sitting on the seat of one of the spinning wheels. It is in the shape of a tiger's claw, and it just has this little tiny little glint of light about the tip of it. That's one of two things you see of interest. The second one is a sort of little jeweled dream catcher sitting above the the frame of what you assume is the door out of here. It sits above, looking like a gnarled spider's web made of silver and copper.
Interesting. I go towards the dream catcher, and as I'm walking over there, trying to look and see if there's anything that would set off like an alarm, or is more or less a trap.
All right. What's your passive investigation?
Passive.
14.
Well, 15 for passive.
Okay.
And if he doesn't notice anything as he's walking up to it, he's going to look around the actual dreamcatcher itself, see what it's type.
As you take a closer look at the coppery silver dream catcher, you take notice that it seems to just be set almost just on the wall. There doesn't even seem to be any inlay. You can't spot a nail. It's just sitting on it, almost like it's at the perfect angle and inertia to not move off of this ledge and frame. And you hear a slight chuckle from the side of you. Yes, that which glints always catches the eye first, I assume.
I think about it for a second and look to see if there's any like impressions of someone having to reach for this thing before, like either smearing of handprints or a disturbance of.
You don't see any noticeable damage or notice of a struggle. Just this place seems rather haphazard and thrown about as is, unless it was like three Goliaths literally battling it out that managed to toss this once formal room into just disarray. You can't really spot any specific movements or commotion.
Well, seeing as how it doesn't seem like anything's going to set off anything if I were to find, I attempt to take it from the wall, but will stop if I see any like string attached to it, or if I hear like a bell or something.
So, as you get closer and closer, you just see it's literally just sitting there on the edge of the door frame, and you don't spot any string, you don't spot a nail. It just seems perfectly crumpled there at the top of the frame.
Well, then he attempts to pick it up and look at.
Okay, you pick it up, and a figure in a white mask stands next to you. It's like,
That wasn't very stealthy.
He just says it out of the blue. Goddamn.
Not even attempted a distraction? Pah. Some rogue you're going to make.
Feel like there is a miscommunication.
he was basically asking you to steal something in this room without being noticed.
Well, I haven't stolen it. I'm just picking it.
Awful forward. Dates must love you.
Damn.
You'd be surprised, as he says as he puts it back.
Ask the kobold.
Yeah, nothing says that's what his target was.
But as he puts it back, he, in a way, doesn't just set it down, he tosses it back to where it was, intentionally trying to make a sound.
So you toss it back on top of the doorframe?
Yes. If it makes it, the moment it hits, I want to make a stealth check.
Sleight of hand disadvantage because you're tossing a dream catcher at a doorframe.
Like, I'm not trying to. I'm honestly.
I know,
not trying
I
to,
know.
like, put it back.
Oh my fucking god.
Well
Oh
then.
my fucking god. Okay then.
It's like the double disadvantage nat 20 the other night.
Alright. So, you give her a toss, and it loops around just a little knot hole and just spins around a couple times, and the figure just, you can tell it's looking out of the corner of its eye, even though it's masked. You can, it's a weird thing. It's a mask up until the eyes, and then there's nothing up until the hairline. You can see these just little eyes poking out.
So it's a ninja.
Dark little eyes. No, it's a white mask with sort of a, like an anchor type symbol on the front of it, going down the nose and around the lips.
Okay, that's pretty cool looking, man. But the moment it lands on there, Bundle immediately attempts to hide.
Alright. Roll stealth.
You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Yeah!
Boy, howdy can he.
Okay. Give me one moment. Gotta break out the dice for the first big roll tonight.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. Big rolls.
Foo, 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 foo.
Oh, ho, 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 ho.
I'm imagining Fenneca laughing. Okay. Alright, yeah, you dive behind a rolling desk with like a cape on, with like a cape or drop cloth on it, and you just sneak in, and you are about 10 feet away from the spinning wheel. You're about 10 feet away from the doorframe and 10 feet away from the spinning wheel with the little sealing wax seal on it.
Alright. The moment I feel like I am hidden, Bundle's going to reach into his pack and pull out a handful of ball bearings.
It's this.
And what he's going to do is he's going to take one ball bearing, look around the room, find any sort of metal object that's on the opposite side of where the spinning wheel is, and toss one of the ball bearings.
Alright, you see, like... Interestingly enough, there is a cracked gong just in the northeastern corner away from the door, as well as there is a reasonable looking polished silver mirror over the corner that's also quite cracked and has seen better days.
Okay. I'm going to toss one ball bearing at the mirror.
Okay. Sleight of hand.
Oh god. Oh god.
Still not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad. Not your best, but not.
Alright. It does manage a single bounce just before it hits the mirror, but it does hit the mirror and it exudes a cracking noise as well as a slight, like, shimmering vibration. And you can spot the figure turn its head slightly, as well as another more hulking figure about 20 feet away from you move around and start ushering towards the mirror.
Oh.
As they're going towards that mirror, I'm immediately stealthing my way towards that spinning.
Oh, stealth.
Oh, here we go. Oh no.
Still not bad.
Still not bad. Although it's getting lower, which is making me worry.
Alright. You creep your way towards the spinning wheel, managing to dodge every single cobweb and little random jingle bell lying around this random chain of a harness that's just sitting there. And you are literally a hand length away from the seat of the spinning wheel where this little tiger claw wax seal sits.
From my position, I want to see if there's anything that looks a bit off about the spinning wheel. Is it rigged to make a loud sound if something were to be moved?
The more you look at the spinning wheel, you do see that if you were actually sit on it, the wood is very weak and it would probably creak if you were to sit on it, but this is a wax seal we're talking about. It's no bigger than, like, a fountain pen. So it doesn't seem like it should be that hefty.
Well, then I'm going to do my best to sneak over and nab that.
Alright, sleight of hand.
Come on. Come on. Oh no!
No.
I knew it. Roll shit.
Alright. You pick it up and you just give yourself a congratulatory hand gesture. And as you turn around, your tail just manages to accidentally catch the wheel and it spins a little bit. And you see the heads move towards you. Make a stealth check.
Oh,
There we go.
Alright, you manage to dive across the little pathway into a, like, just broken sort of cloth ball. Like, one of those giant, like, tent parachutes they would break out during that one day in gym class.
okay.
And you just dive into it and snuggle up as a very broad-shouldered figure makes their way over
Your
to
mic died.
Your
Yeah.
mic dead.
Blah,
Cutting in it.
blah.
That was
Ting
spoopy.
test.
Jesus.
Ting test.
Better.
Ting testing.
Lent Excel.
There we go.
Line Texel.
Alright, as you're diving inside this like parachute ball, you know the big hulking figure in this ratty little cape walks over and starts inspecting the spinning wheel. Just moving around it very slowly, going around it in a circle, making sure they didn't miss anything. Gets on the ground and actually investigates even closer. You, from your position inside of the blanket, you cannot actively spot the first, more slender individual with the half mask.
Alright, let's see. Can I poke my head out and see where the exit is at the...
You know from where you dove in, you are about 15 feet away from the exit, and you have to go basically either straight down the path that is very open, or you can attempt to sneak your way through the garbage about 25-30 feet.
So 15 feet just out in the open or through the garbage?
Mm-hmm. There is also, you do remember also the gong and the mirror are still out there.
So here's what I'm going to do. Seeing as how that is his way through, he takes the handful of ball bearings that and he's going to go for it, but he's going to look back to where the gong and the mirrors are and just throw the handful of ball bearings all in that direction.
Holy shit!
Alright, the gong and the mirror are in separate areas.
They're separate areas? Okay.
Yeah, let's say the door's on the north end. The gong is in the northwest, like the west-northwest area. Meanwhile, the mirror will be on the southwest area.
Okay, and the exit is towards the north?
Yes.
Okay, well then he's going to take the handful of ball bearings and throw it at the mirror. And then go where he needs to go.
Alright. Make a sleight of hand check.
Alright.
Better. Better than that, too.
Alright. You throw the handful towards the mirror. The slender figure takes a massive head tilt and looks toward it. However, the big hulking figure stops and gets up and sort of slowly creeps toward the bundled blanket.
Is the bundled blanket where I'm hiding?
Yes.
Or is that...
Yes.
Okay. Once I see the big hulking figure is going that way...
You can stealth out. It would be a straight roll, though. Because he is still moving through some stuff, and he's about 15-20 feet away, and he has occasionally a little bit of focal distortion.
That's fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to uncork a bottle of oil.
Oh god.
Put that where he's going to be once he looks over here, and me stealth it around.
All right, sleight of hand with advantage.
Oh my god! Oh,
I needed that advantage! Holy Christ for that advantage!
Oh thank fuck!
All right, so you aim perfectly true. You see exactly the path he's going to come. You actually double fist a flask of oil and do like a twin tire tread down the way you're sure he's going to walk. And sure enough, as soon as he steps out, he slips back. He slips like up in the air and lands flat on his back, and you hear a grrr as he lands on the ground.
The moment I hear that, I'm gone.
He got.
All right, stealth.
Regular? Oh god, thank god.
Okay.
And also, I want to take into account I have to bet the feline
Agility.
feline agility. I double my movement speed, so if one saw me, I'm already gone.
All right, you
No,
you easily make your way to the door, and as you make it to the door, you know it's just a simple wooden door closed.
You can do it.
As soon as I get to the door,
And you do notice there's like a little flicker of like light coming from under it. What you assume is torchlight, just like it might be just... You assume it's a passage out.
Sorry. I'm getting excited. Is there a keyhole?
There's just a simple handle. There is a knothole on the hinge side.
I see if I can poke through the knothole and look through.
Alright, you take a peer through it, and you get the feeling that something is in front of it, like just some sort of fabric. Like, you see the flickering of a torch, as well as just a slightly more vibrant light farther away, you think. It's very hazy through this. It might just be they tried to shittily patch this door with literally a patch of fabric.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to do my best to slip out of the door, not opening it all the way fully, just enough to allow me to get through and slip out.
Stealth or sleight of hand.
They're the same for me. So.
Which one do you have more luck with?
I mean, you've seen so far.
You sure? You sure?
And the music's just going insane.
Oh god!
The suspense.
Alright, so you open the door, you just nimbly poke right out the door, slowly close behind you. You look in front of you, there's a campfire with two humanoids sitting in front of it about 20 feet away. Actually, it's a fireplace. It's a fireplace, not a campfire. That wouldn't make sense.
Okay.
It's like a little fireplace. Their backs are to you. You can tell one of them looks, at least from the behind, looks elven. And the other one is a little gnome sitting on top of a stool, just roasting a plump, juicy wiener over the fireplace coals.
Have they taken notice of me?
Nope, their backs are to you.
Okay.
Backs to the backsy.
That's the
Now that I'm outside, can I tell where I am?
You can tell that this is still a basement section. You can see that there is a fireplace about 20-25 feet away where the two humanoids are sitting, as well as there is a little itty-bitty wooden stairwell on the Ridermore side, curling up towards a little faintly, upwards-facing floor, you assume.
Work with.
You assume you're just in a cellar.
Okay.
The Florist Guild. You see little plant pots hanging off the side of the little... This stairwell has no railing. There's just plant pots on the side of the stairs, serving as a very, very poor set of, guards against your feet. The stairwell is about 15 feet away.
Hello? Oh, so it was just for me. All right.
Brad, still there?
Did I black out?
Yes.
Yeah, you cut out.
Where did I leave off? Did you hear
after
anything?
I heard most of it. You describing the room, and you were starting to describe that I was still in a cellar. And then you cut.
You were still in a cellar. The fireplace is about 20-25 feet away with the humanoids, and meanwhile, to the right of the cellar, there is a right-angled stairwell that heads up what you assume is to the main floor of the Florist Guild. The stairwell is littered with pieces of broken pottery, as well as little flower pots anchoring the sides, serving as a makeshift guard, even though if you take a fall, these aren't going to stop you.
Okay, give me a. Try to make sure if I can use anything in my little kit. Because I know I have that, but doesn't really help me too much right.
The woman is currently messing around with a flute. Can't tell if she's cleaning it or whether she's just actively playing it and just being very quiet and half-hearted.
If she is actually playing it, I'm gonna take the time to actually stealth and move when she's playing. But if she's just cleaning it, I'm going to wait. I know that she is not going to be looking towards me as I start moving away.
Of course, the stream crashed.
Oh no!
It's still streaming, but it just reset. So, yeah, you can just hear notes every little bit. It's almost like she's teaching herself how to play, if she is playing at all. Like she's staring, like almost like you can imagine her staring at sheet music and trying to figure out, okay, it's C, G sharp.
Okay, so she's focused on that. Okay.
Supposedly. You can't tell, you can't see her face.
That is true. Well, then I'm going to attempt to stealth
The
around.
only thing you
them.
can tell is that the gnome is really interested in that plump, juicy wiener currently roasting over the coals.
Ah, yes.
Then yeah, I'm going to attempt to stealth around them because I don't think I have anything to actually help me out.
Alright. Feel free to stealth forward.
Oh boy, he's
Alright. You find yourself just a little wispy little blanket covering the wall, and you just sneak right under it, basically just managing to peer out every hole every 5 feet to make sure they're still focused. You make your way to that little stairwell, and you just creep and shadow your way up to the top, noticing that...
You get out again at the holes in the blanket.
Yeah, you peer out every 5 feet, making sure they're still focused on anything but you, or anything behind them, away from the fireplace. You get to that staircase, and you shadow sneak your way up that thing, creeping along like a piece of paper, just folding along the corners.
My God.
I'm doing it! Alright, once I get to the top of the stairs, rather than just going immediately through the port, the where it comes out at, I'm going to stop at the, or at least I'm going to peer up the stair, crawling on all fours to make sure I'm not seen.
Ah, he's finally gone feral.
So, can you repeat a bit of that? You cut out a couple times for me.
Sorry. He's going, as soon as he sees that he's about to get to the top of the stair, he's going to crawl down on all fours and peer around to make sure that no one's going to see him coming out of where he's coming.
From downstairs or in the area you're approaching?
In the area I'm approaching.
Yep, you make your way to the top of the stair. There is just a simple blanket covering the exterior, with just a lightly flapping in the nighttime atmosphere. You see just an empty table just behind the blanket, about 10 feet away, with pruning shears and like trowels and dirt just covering it.
Okay. Well then, if I don't, I'm going to press my ear to the ground and listen. He's here if I hear any footsteps coming my way.
Now you put your ear to the ground. You hear the crackling through the the fireplace, since the stone masonry is literally right next to the stairwell you're on. And yeah, you can't really hear any movement in the room at all. All you can hear
Maybe
is
they're
just
floating.
all you can hear is like the slight just settling of some of the floorboards, and you think you hear a termite. Can't be sure though.
Neat. Then at that point, I'm going to step through where the stairway comes up at, make sure there's, to make absolutely sure that there's no one around, and then look for a doorway out.
All right. Yeah, you just exit right out. You take a look around, peer, listen. Nope, nothing. You just walk right into the room, and you notice there's just a simple portal way out, which you recognize as the entrance to the Florist Guild.
Huh. Bundle gives a satisfied smirk, and rather than waltzing out the Florist Guild, he looks to. Is there like a windows looking out?
There is a window. It's got like a simple like cross style covering. It's got like two sticks like barring up and barring across as like a little exit portal.
Okay, so not like no glass in it or anything. Just an open face window. Okay.
Yeah, it's open face window. Just a little slight canvasy window blind or curtain.
All right, I'm going to look out the window to make sure there's no patrolling down, and if I don't see anyone, or if I see just random vagrants, I'm just going to walk out.
You look out, you see like a guard walking past, like a Redport guard with the brick-colored shoulder pads, and just walking around, as well as a couple of dogs just fighting over some little tiny scraps of like sandwich paper. And
Cue the dogs. Where are the dogs? My dogs.
And it's just a bit smoky outside. It's like that guard must have been passing by with like a pipe or something.
Well then, if it's to my advantage, whenever the guard looks away, I slip out of the building and pull up my cloak and head on out.
All right. You pull yourself together, walk outside, adjust yourself, take a few steps, and you hear behind you.
Oh my god.
The sound of soft clapping.
I stop and look behind me.
Sitting on the stool where the guard previously sat, there is a... There is a human woman with a tightly shaved scalp and black and white eye makeup surrounding her. A wry smile curls the corners around her very tight-faced skin. She's wearing just simple leather stocks, leather armlets, a leather vest with like a little connective, like not quite cape, but it's like, you know, like the webbing between your fingers. It's like that between like the torso and the armlets, like little connective, like
Not quite
straps.
cape. That's where you could
Like, you know the webbing between your fingers.
Yes.
It's kind of like that, but it connects the torso of clothing to like the armlets, like little straps that
Okay.
like webbing.
So like the
straps.
Spider-Man wings.
Kind of, yeah, very much. And she just sits there, her little furry boots on her, sitting on the stool, cross-legged style, with her arm on her, with her head on her fist, like
boots.
Very.
right about.
I think it finally killed him. Alright.
Alright, yeah, she's just crosses her legs to wear her furry boots. She's sitting in the cross-legged position on this little stool. rests her chin on her fist, like. You did well. Most don't make it out of the cellar. Well, without a scratch.
Oh, I do believe I don't know what you're talking about, but should I do? Well, thank you. He says with a.
She peels open one of her eyelids, like that little bit where like you're sticking your tongue out and you poke open your eyelid to make a funny face. There's a white spot on the inside of her eyelid.
What the fuck?
Huh.
Is that like a...
It's the tattoo, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks pretty close. Even has like a little white vein going through it. The same place the other guy did. Huh.
On the... Really? Jesus fuck there!
And it crashed again. God damn it.
God damn it!
But Bundle looks her over and says, well, again, appreciate the praise, but no, wit comes natural.
On her island.
He's trying to keep his composure.
I think the board of management will be very impressed to learn about a potential new inclusion.
That would be wonderful, actually. I'm surprised that he did. I guess he was not. But
Howdy.
hooray!
Josh Gad is in talks to play the titular hunchback.
And...
Please no. Please no.
Doing live action?
My god, those rolls gave me... those rolls made me scared for...
I was worried about the hulking guy. Other than that, I was gonna be like, eh.
Then that one sleight of hand.
I know, right?
You nearly died.
And that advantage saved you.
Yep.
God, man. I bet they're just like, hey, I wonder where Bundle's at. I mean, it's kind of late. I mean, let's go check. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No one knows where he is right now.
Yeah. Like, should we go out to look for him? Oh, yeah, we don't know.
Yes, the close-shorn human lady nods her head and holds out a little piece of paper with a leather knot through it, like a clothing tag with a leather strap.
All right, I take the paper with the strange wrapping and look over the tag itself.
You flip it over. On one side, it is completely white with Elvish script with a Elvish scripture reading Qwix management. Qwix management. EN management in chief. SZ quartermaster and CB human resources. You assume this third person is the one who's interacting with you at the moment, given that the human is slightly emphasized.
Wink.
Bundle just kind of chuckles at this, just bit on the nose.
She puts a finger beside her nose and winks. On the opposite side, the the black side, there is the symbol of the dotted circle with a slight hatch mark through it. Like a sideways Pokeball.
Neat.
I gotta catch them all. Bundle's gotta catch them all.
Yes, I think management would like to see you in a night's time. Stop by the Florist Guild tomorrow before closing. Please. And thank you for your entertainment. And...
Sorry, rolling for entertainment.
It's all good.
And she waves goodbye, and between her fingers is the tiger claw seal.
Oh, wow.
Oh, jeez.
Your
Damn!
passive perception, she passed.
Old Bundle sees that she has the seal that he that he worked hard to grab, and he just nods and smirks and says, I'll be looking forward to it. She'll bring a gift, maybe a drink.
I like stouts.
She likes
Noted.
stuff.
I spell that stouts.
Stouts.
It's just her accent. Stouts, you know,
So,
the
stouts.
type of beer.
Stouts.
Yeah.
Porters.
Stouts.
Okay.
And maybe a little bit of sparkle for the management.
Sparkle for the management.
Done and done.
So like sparkling spirits.
I got you.
And she nods and then gets up, kicks the stool onto her back, and then just walks into the florist guild and shuts the door.
Bundle waits until he's out of sight from all of that and just gives himself a nice little fist pump.
Yes!
But at this point in time, are the markets closed?
The markets are completely... It's nightfall. Like, the sun has just set below the surface. It's still a little bit light in the sky, but the sun is clearly set.
Okay.
You're like,
Well,
it's beaten you by minutes. Which means you have been away from your pals for less than half an hour by your estimate.
Well,
Unless you were knocked out for an entire day, in which case, uh-oh.
That's it. Uh-oh.
Bundle does think about that, like, I should probably go back to the tower now. And he books it towards the tower.
Alright, and as we rejoin the rest of the crew, after the Mad Ellie incident, you guys just pile into the tower and like, well, that was fucking weird. And after about 30-40 minutes, a knock appears, and anyone who peers outside the crystalline porthole will see, oh hey, it's that cat we occasionally allow in.
Dash will open the door for him. Where'd you... take it you concluded your...
I want Ranya to put out a saucer of milk for him.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I see this. I just kick over the saucer. And just think, jackass.
But it's good for your bones!
But as soon as Dash welcomes him in and says, and try to find a poker game, no one's wanting to play with a quick hand tabaxi. He says as he walks in, playing up.
Dash has no reason to try and incite him.
I see no reason this is wrong.
I see no reason why.
So,
I mean, well, Fel's just like sitting against the wall, a hand on her chin, just still trying to think about what the hell Mad Ellie.
Are we talking? Are we talking maximum thinker pose?
Not maximum thinker pose, but just like if you snap your fingers and it might take her a little bit to snap out of it.
So, shall we talk about the mad, ominous elephant in the room?
I mean, if you want, I'd rather go ahead and have dinner first.
Talk about it over dinner. Regardless, I think we need to talk about it, because mad, ominous elephant in the room.
What's this about an elephant?
Tinkerfell says nothing.
Figure of speech, Ranya.
Tinkerfell?
Tinkerfell.
I was gonna say.
Tinkerfell.
So I guess we rig up dinner.
Sure, what's for dinner? I'm hungry.
I do have that meat that I bought from the market,
You get the
and
souls.
who has a better survival score?
I
I have a 5.
Let me check.
have a 2.
I have high wisdom and.
I have a survival of 3.
So Ranya.
Ranya, can you beat a 5?
I have a 6.
Then yes, you're cooking.
Yeah, make the halfling cook, sure.
You're the one with the highest survival.
Oh, don't worry, little house.
But I will help though.
Okay.
Ah. Okay. Oh yeah, you both. What is your goal of what to make? Like, are you
what all
making
the
like
ingredients?
steak l'orange? Are you making peachy keen ribs? What's up?
Well, since I still have a bit of the fruit from bought earlier this morning, I would say at this point it would be probably a mango or a... He would see about having us all have steak with mango sauce of some sort
Okay.
that we concoct.
All right. Survival with advantage.
Sure.
Ranya, survival with advantage.
Gotcha. Advantage. Wow.
Needed that advantage.
Damn
All right,
straight.
Yeah, you guys
We almost
make,
had subpar.
you guys make 4 perfectly cooked to whatever everyone wants is like specifications with a nice maple mango like glaze on one side but not on the other, so you can cut it in half and have a steak that's perfectly just grilled, and on the other side is like soaked to the brim with tropical enzymes, and it's got a nice little citric tang to it.
Nice.
It reminds me of him, actually. It was his bundle as he sits down and eats.
Wait, what bundle?
It kind of reminds me of home.
Never had mango before, but this tastes interesting.
Well,
It
Yeah.
tastes like a heartier peach.
Should we reduce our rations at all from this or no?
Everyone gets 1 ration. Well,
Yay.
reduce a, but I don't know. I should
I don't
probably be
think,
looking at bundles things.
Bundle had ingredients of his own, so I don't think it counts against our rations.
Yeah,
I had as meat market meat and veggies.
Yeah.
meat market, meat and veggie. How many steaks did you buy?
Enough for everyone to have 1.
Ah, okay. So you cooked them all.
and 1 for
Okay.
dish.
That reminds me, Ranya wants to cook that together at the bison.
Fel takes her with a smile on her face. It sure does. In response to it, feels like home.
She's used to decadence.
I don't even remember what home's cooking used to be like at this point.
Back in my day, we used to eat rocks.
Oh wait, no, actually no, that's a lie. Dash had a shish kebab at some point that was apparently close to how his home...
Kebabs, speared meat.
That's what you said.
Was the shish kebab? Was the
No,
shish
you
kebab
guys just
made of
literally like
rocks?
speared mammoths on giant logs and then roasted them under a giant fire.
Seems legit.
Seems legit.
Seems very legit.
But once we're, nice and full, Bundle then picks his teeth with one of his claws and says, "All right, if you want to talk about the whole thing that we have to deal with now, go ahead."
And I'll get serious. So, what exactly did happen the first time you guys went to go see Mad Ellie?
Well, she just kind of looked at us, all of us going wide-eyed as she saw it, each of us, and kind of just fucked off into her thing. Said she was closed.
Seriously, avoided us like the plague.
I think you guys are putting way too much stock into fortune telling.
No. I mean, I just find it weird because she avoided you guys. But why did she let me close?
Guess it's as good as ours.
But when I was there, she whispered something to me.
What'd she whisper?
She whispered, and I quote, "Your armies gather. The bloodlines will flow like never before. Get out and save your scales while you can."
Sounds like typical ominous doomsaying to me.
Does any of that hit with Dashegen? Does that sound familiar to anything he's ever heard?
The scales catches your ear, Dash, because you're like, because there's a, it's common it's kind of like just throwaway parlance to describe folks with the reptilian degree as scales or scale bounds.
Okay.
Scale bounds or scales for short.
Anything catch? Or no?
For you?
Yes.
The armies thing catches your ear, given, your particular heritage.
You have armies.
Yeah.
No, I do not have armies.
Dash would comment.
She particularly no. Her family, possibly.
Regardless, Dash would comment on the scales thing, the thing that catches my ears that seems off is the end, save your scales. That usually refers to help those like me of the draconic and reptilian descent.
We'd be speaking of lizard folk as well, but
that's why I also said reptilian. People with scales.
But it's strange because catch.
Your mic cut out.
Oh god damn it! Fuck! God damn it!
You gotta speak up.
Another thing, Dash, the bloodlines thing, that catches your ear because you know that's one of the goals of Tiamat's Chosen, is trying to formulate the perfect Chosen using bloodlines.
There's also the bloodlines bit. Tiamat's Chosen is trying to make from what I know, from what I've learned so far, Tiamat's Chosen is trying to create the Chosen from the perfect bloodline.
Could she have been talking?
Your mic cut out at talk.
Could she have been talking about something regarding Tiamat? I'm afraid of talking loud. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
seriously, fix the tracking on your mic.
Me.
Could be very likely, but I can't figure anything out until I find Vaughn, like the Feywild people told me to.
There's also one more regarding the first. Your armies gather.
Your armies gather.
Your armies gather. Yeah, Does
Fel
I
has
mean,
a war flashback.
Oh God! They're in the trees.
Yeah, your seems to be a bit direct. Is there something you're not telling us?
Fel raised her hands. If it's something I don't.
Cut out.
Oh, sorry. Fuck!
Heard that.
Turn your mic sensitivity up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. Just give me a sec.
It might work better if you turn it to push to talk, and push every time.
Yeah.
That way, it knows to
That's what I do because I know
Or
for a
she should
fact.
just insert the
voice-
F-bomb every other word.
Honestly, with continuous transmission, push to talk is the way to go.
Yeah,
Because
basically.
voice activation just is too unreliable in my opinion.
The
Yeah.
problem is Feliana
But now I'm
is the only time Feliana is loud enough for it to hear her is when she's swearing, because that's the only time she's raised her voice, and she can't
Yes.
raise her voice because of sleeping
So
parents.
tag Feliana's it.
What you're saying is that I need to swear I need to swear my lungs out.
Possibly.
Like a sailor.
Or use push to talk like you're doing now.
So what you're saying is I need to swear.
Anyway,
This is not
Time
But,
to talk about your mum.
but Fel's just like Fel raises her hands like, hey, I don't know. Hey, if there's anything I'm not telling you guys, it's something that I don't know or know myself. I mean, my family's pretty obscure already. We're Tieflings. I only know that my dad came from a deadbeat place in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, and my mom. Wait, what about my mom?
about my mom.
Yeah, Fel just like when she says her mom, she's just like, wait.
Regardless, I think our best lead will be Vaughn, because if Tiamat's Chosen is involved in this, maybe this Vaughn can help us figure out what the rest of it means.
But to do any of that, we got to make sure that all of our paperwork's all hunky dory, and that we get out of this area of the city.
Should probably figure out something to do in the meantime as well, because a week of doing nothing is... I'm already antsy as it is if you haven't been able.
Well, I mean, tomorrow I'm going to be. Tomorrow I'm going to be trying to go look for possible jobs.
I might check out some of the guilds.
Yeah, I was
Maybe there
thinking.
could be some more.
Performance.
I was thinking of checking out the War Guild or whichever guild would have to do with metallurgy.
Maybe you guys can get me some better weapons if you're going to be going into.
I'm probably going to be going to the performing guild.
Not a bad idea. I actually might know some people over there. Possibly.
well, remember, the Performance Guild got replaced with the Guard Post. The Rhythm Guild is still there.
Oh, the rhythm guild.
Yes.
I thought it was the troop was still around, wasn't it? No.
I mean, nature guild sounds kind of cool for you, Ranya. Nature. You like nature.
Yeah.
Nature calls!
Nature.
Yeah.
Well, regardless, there's not much more we can do tonight, so... Shall we call it a night?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing much to do.
Well, that is the plan. We'll be able to figure more things out in the morning.
Alright. I'm gonna head to the roof to stargaze.
Have at it.
Alright.
Alright, as you guys begin to wrap up, Bundle, while you're
And
wrapping up...
Dash is gonna do just that and head to the roof to to watch the stars as he falls asleep.
Alright, so yeah, as you guys are wrapping things up, Bundle, you're like adjusting some things to the front door when you hear a slight thud hit the door.
Oh god.
Bitch!
Do I somehow hear that as well, considering I'm outside?
You're at the top of the tower.
Did someone stick a dagger in a door?
Let me check.
I mean,
Our door is made of adamantine. How the hell?
they can't, because this is the this is the quote unquote impenetrable fortress.
Bundle goes to the door, sees what's going.
You see a dart hovering in midair with a little note attached to it.
What do your cat eyes see?
You see a dart hovering in midair with a little note attached to it. It looks like it's about 4 feet away from the door.
Huh. He takes down the dart and the note, pockets the dart, reads the note.
Yeah, as you pick it up, you see like a shimmer of something almost like a shield against exterior forces.
Ha! Neat!
Like laser fine, but you pick up the note, and there's a simple... It's similar to the tag you received from the shorn head lady outside the Florist Guild. It has an elvish change of plan. Meet tomorrow morning.
Noted. He then rolls up the little note, goes over to Ranya, if he's still awake, and says, "Hey, do you have any more of that pesh?"
Pesh? I don't know. How much have you stole of it so far? I'd probably have some more. I'm probably gonna have to read. But he reaches into his back and hand over Pesh.
Rolls that note into a very long cigarette, I guess, at this point.
The panther over here with the black cigarettes.
Whatever.
It's like the black American Express card, but medieval.
Smoking ink can't be good for your health.
Oh no, certainly not.
Possibly not, but this is how he's going to destroy Evan.
Alright, you light it up. It's super smooth.
Light it up.
Almost like you're smoking it through velvet.
Jesus.
Bundle approves.
Ranya writes into his notes like, find a way to make...
Someone already does that, and someone will probably try to get you if you try to get into that game illegally.
The hell are you talking about illegally?
Yeah, we don't allow that in our territory.
Fine, I'll get the cleaner substance.
I'm kidding.
If Pesh isn't allowed in here, then why the fuck was that guy with the vape pen even existing?
I was making a joke about something else, but keep going.
So yeah, the night just winds down.
I don't understand you, Rick.
Yeah, you guys wind down, you call it a night. And cut to the next morning, Dash, the birds wake you up. One of them is sitting on your snout, just absent-mindedly jumping back and forth between your nostrils and your temples.
I poke the bird.
You scare it so much it kind of poops on your chest as it flies away.
Ah!
The chickens will rise again!
God damn it. I find something to wipe that off, but just like some random paper I might have.
Alright. Bundle, meanwhile, you wake up a little after that, and you realize you have a little bit of leftover bacon from the previous day.
Hooray!
Bacon?
But
No, wait, you had fish yesterday, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah, you had, like, I don't know, like, half of a fish left that you could split across, like, 4 plates.
Bundle has an idea. First, he goes out and sees if that the guy selling the fruit is around.
Any fruit to buy? Oh, hi.
Hello.
Hello again. I'm going to need about enough to feed a party of 5.
Ranya's looking at the fruit, the fish.
Starting to curdle a little bit. The fruit, he has a slightly different selection. He still has some berries and some like tree-borne fruit, but he also has like little hairy fruits, some plums, as well as something you would totally recognize as dragon fruit.
The moment Bundle sees the dragon fruit, he says, "I'm going. How much for all of that?"
My God.
You know I'd have to trek all the way back to my fucking shop to get more supplies, right?
I mean, all that you have on you, not of the dragon fruit. I'm saying.
Good to clarify. He looks down. He has about 4 full-size fruits. He's like,
Jeez, man, I'm trying to render service here.
a gold and a few silver.
All right. I'll buy all of your dragon fruit that you have on you, and I'll also take a few apples, a few pears, and if you have any mangoes.
Oh, mangoes are nice.
Mangoes are the best.
We got
Fuck yeah.
A mango. Fuck yeah.
How much for that?
That would run you just under 3 gold.
Bundle, we're on a budget, man.
He's using his personal gold. Relax.
I have
And trust me, we're not broke by any stretch of the imagination.
Dash personally is at the moment.
Kind of a spell because she has like 7 gold.
Dash has 8.
I mean, now I'm down to 3 personal gold, so relax.
Yeah.
You get your shit.
Anywho,
We are going to die.
he gets all of that, takes it all inside, and starts cooking up the fish using some of the dragon fruit and the mango in the actual cooking of the fish.
Okay,
At
so
this point, Dash will head back down as well.
Yeah, but it's just,
Boy, howdy, that 20.
It better be the best fucking food we've ever eaten.
Bundle apparently made the best meal we've ever had.
yeah, basically, Bundle, you hollow out the dragon fruit to form like a canoe, and bake the little bits of fish inside of it, forming this savory, tender little dish that you're tempted to call the sea dragon. Because you don't know that this has ever been made before, but you had a flash of inspiration.
All right, I serve it as it is, and since the way dragon fruit looks, I'll make it look like you're eating it out of like a dragon's egg.
Bundle, we can make a food stand.
Wouldn't that be more
Possibly.
dramatic towards Dash?
Yeah, no, Dash sees that it's like, I'm not sure how I feel about
Tequila Manticore.
Just take a bite before you comment.
Fel takes a bite first.
Yeah,
No.
she went
For her own
back to town
peace,
at
of course.
the chair over there.
That's what I meant.
She went back to town at the chair over
Dash
there.
takes a bite.
Yeah, she's in the mood right
Yeah.
now. I can roof here. Give me a sec.
I don't know how good does a nat 20 food.
Food.
Aw.
I'm sorry, the cat was distracting me in the real world.
Was it
Oh.
being adorable?
No.
Aw.
No? I'll try.
So I missed the last 30, 45 seconds.
So anyway, Bundle made the food. Everyone's awake. They're now trying to eat.
Let's go!
Well, just figured I'd try something, and it actually worked out a lot better than.
It worked out really well. This is delicious.
It's savory and slightly crunchy at the same time. It's almost like a breakfast goulash of sorts.
Yeah. Bundle, do you think I can get the recipe from you?
I mean, I have to write down exactly what I did, but sure.
That'd be great.
Well, then,
Get back home feeling that my people really appreciate a food like this.
well, then
Venture into the not.
I take the time to use one of my parchment papers to write down the recipe.
That's it.
Yay.
I've come up with a new recipe.
Bundle's gone full Ignis.
Yay!
Stop it.
We're just gonna be in the middle of combat and suddenly, that's it! I've come up with a new recipe!
Not the time, Bundle!
Are you gonna be that one RPG class that's just like the chef?
So the
I'm
bard.
hoping to go that route.
But
So the bard.
Anyway.
Yeah, with breakfast out of the way, at this point, I guess we would see if our paperwork's been.
Yeah, check the progress of the paperwork first and foremost.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, you guys head off to the city post.
Yep.
All right.
Sure to lock behind us.
Yeah, you double check everything. You're fine. You make
I like
yourself
the
over
post
to the
one.
city. What? Well, you're trying to say something, Phil?
no, sorry.
Yeah, you make your way over to the
Excellent.
city post after finalizing stuff with the castle, and they tell you it's going to be just 1 or 2 more days, and they should have it all finalized. So they apologize for the wait. He said it. At latest, it'll be done before the fortnight's over.
Fair enough. I
As long
guess.
as we don't have to be forced to do any of the stupid dances.
Oh, but
I'm
that's
sorry,
right. We did get a student pass in for one of you.
Yay!
Wait, what? For who?
A student pass.
Oh, right. I forgot the. Our friend here is gonna be getting his studies on apparently.
Oh, neat.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's wonderful, Ranya.
Yeah, you know those berries I got?
Yeah.
Apparently I gotta learn stuff to figure out how to make things out of those.
I mean, I think that's just kind of how life goes, Ranya.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little more complicated with magical items. Yeah.
Well, if you can do it.
I'm gonna hit up. I think I'll hit up the Ward Guild first and foremost, see what that's about.
I'm going to see the Rhythm Guild.
And I'm gonna see if I can check out the florist. Maybe they have something on some deadly plants or a book on those.
Oh, before I leave this area, do I have to be a citizen in order to register the deed that I have under my name?
They actually told you you're going to be heading over to the Red Keep proper in order to finalize that deed.
So what now?
Oh, damn.
You need to notarize it with the royal seat.
And you can't do that till we're able to get access.
Yeah, you can put in a request.
Either way, I'd still have. Is it faster just do it on the spot, or would it be better to make an appointment?
They recommend, giving a little bit of advance notice would be preferable.
Okay. How would I go about doing that?
Well, they've the manager on task, the same woman with the thumb thumb dimension goggles, asks to see the deed.
Okay. He fishes it out of his very expensive inventory, which is somewhere in here.
Organize your shit.
I have a lot. Okay, yeah, it's here.
Organize.
Deed to 30 acres of land south of Redport.
Alright.
I believe it was a mining settlement or something.
Alright. Bella, the Helven woman, takes the deed, investigates it, and says, yes.
Well,
Yes, there's a lot...
Hang on.
I'm just making sure.
Yes. The Bella, the Helven woman, takes the parchment and investigates it closely. Takes about a minute to fully take in all the details. Yes, you're going to go to... yes, the south. Okay. I remember this. They just demolished how do you call it? A tool processing distributor. Yeah, they had some backwall activities that didn't quite mesh with the current administration. So yes, there is an empty house and an empty just a settlement there that's only about half an acre by 3/4 of an acre. So it's just a little bit of a building, a small, like half a garden, like a small, like half garden sized backyard.
Okay, so the deed is to 30. The house, the settlement itself is about half an acre, right?
Yeah, about half an acre square. Yeah.
Okay. No, that's. How big is half an acre? I'm trying to remember.
The hell's an acre?
Is that cottage size, mansion size? What am I talking? Is it like the size of a small village? Are we talking like White Helm? Oop. Trying to visualize what that would be.
It's about 208 square feet. That's a full acre, so it's about a little over 100 by 100 feet.
Is half an acre for the settlement?
Yeah, the deed is for like 100 by 100, a little over 100 by 100 feet of land.
Oh, so it wasn't 30 acres of land that I had.
No, that was a smudge. She inked it out like no. Oh no, that was supposed to be a punctuation there. But we recently resettled it, and it's up to 1 acre now. So you'll get about 200 by 200 square feet of land, along with that includes the building as well as the side which you can turn into a garden, install a shed, greenhouse. You can contract whatever you need for it.
I'm starting to think this is manifest destiny.
Out of character, I think that's not kind of awesome.
200 by 200 feet's a lot of space to
Yeah,
work.
it's still a lot. Yeah, I'm looking at think it's supposed to be like the size of a football field or something, or 1 acre.
You Americans and your football fields.
I have to have something. Still, it's like, okay, so it's not 30 acres, it's just 1 acre.
It's not a full football field, because a full football field is like that's like 300 feet, right?
I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah, it's like
300
it's 2/3 of a football field by 2/3 of a football field.
Which is still really fucking big.
Yeah, seriously. You're good.
Okay, so it's a deed to a just a tool distribution facility.
Yeah, a foreclosed distribution facility, which they've stripped bare, and it's basically just the skeleton of the building.
Is there any sort of like remaining tools or whatever that didn't feel like hauling off?
She shrugs. They're usually pretty thorough, but maybe some stuff that wasn't worth taking. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's an acre of land, and half of it is to the house in particular. Or no, house, settlement.
And actually, she investigates even closer and actively puts it under like a screen to investigate it. Oh, it's roughly an acre. It's like 3/4 of an acre by 3/4 of an acre. That's still 175 feet by 175 feet.
Not arguing.
So yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what I would have done with 30 acres of land anyway.
You could have opened a farm, but you need to hire hands and buy stock in order set up buyers.
I mean, for that amount of land, we could make a decent chicken farm.
Actually, Dash was saying something about a forge, right? We could probably get something like that going.
I mean, I would still need to learn how to do it, but it's in my blood, so.
Well, sure. We at least will have space for you to do it in if you want to use it. But yeah, I'm curious about seeing this. Do I have to sign anything or pay any sort of taxes on it or anything like that?
Basically, you just have to pay the finder's fees and the notary seals, and then it's basically yours.
Cool. Can I get an estimate on that?
Notary typically only takes about 50 gold. Sometimes 40 on 40 if you go on Wednesdays. Wednesdays are the opening days for notary.
Oh, wait, there's Wednesdays in this world? For simplicity, probably best. Sure, I'll pop by on Wednesday. I'll have to get a little more gold. I only have like 4, but sure, sounds good. But I will have to see the royal landkeeper? Steward? What?
No, you just have to go to the royal seat, which is basically like she explains, pulling out a little model, like there's the keep, and then there's basically a station just outside of the keep that's actually like office workers, like city business, that's like for actively pursuing like zoning and specifically zoning type deals when it comes to land and property.
Question.
And how much is that in meters?
Is that an acre both up and down? Like, if I wanted to like make like a cellar underneath the place, would I have to get that cleared with the city?
Who would you have to clear with the city?
He's basically asking, can we dig into the ground where we need to get that cleared?
No, it's pretty, yeah, pretty much you're allowed to do anything as long as it's not actively intruding on other property. Like, you can't actively install, like, gas pipelines That would be extensive.
So basically, as long as it's within the property you own, go nuts.
As soon as we're done getting our passports, I gotta go up to the Royal District and get my stuff signed. Sounds good to me.
But for now, we have guilds to visit.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Guild time!
Straight D20 or actual initiative?
I say for me, I'll automatically go last because took so long.
Oh.
I need to go to school.
Yeah, he needs to use that student pass he just got.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we did.
Yes.
The full 240 gold, I believe, we paid up front.
Yeah.
A lot of money. And I do have a receipt for that, so. Okay.
Wait, who's going first?
Yeah, if it's going from bottom. Either way, I'm going in the middle. Yeah.
Okay, Dash first is gonna visit the War Guild first to just check that place out. Dash just blinks. You expect. I take a look around the guild itself. Like, what kind of atmosphere am I getting? Aside from enlistment poster. So this is less of a guild and more of a military recruitment office. Yeah, Dashegen. Yeah. That's Dash was expecting more of an adventures type guild. So since it's not that, unless there's one he's somehow recognized. Actually, that's what he'll do.
Does he see a tabaxi woman?
No, is there like a receptionist or anything?
Or does he...
Dash will approach the receptionist.
Hey, can I ask a question?
My bad, I'm sorry, people. My mic was on mute on stream, so... Dang it!
Oh.
Oh no!
Okay, so basically, Dashegen has entered basically an army recruitment center for the realm, and I'm describing the surroundings. So basically, yeah, there's a fair amount of recruiters. There's the orc gentleman sorting out paperwork with an elderly-looking human, as well as there is a receptionist, a middle-aged elven woman with this with a sort of a regal military type garb, a couple of sashes, it's like fine military, but not like extravagant. It's just like dress military clothes.
Okay, well he approaches her, asks if he can ask a question.
Yes.
You don't have people from mercenary companies coming through here, do you?
She blinks twice and says, "I'm sorry. No, we've moved on from actually assembling mercenaries to just enlisting properly from beforehand. The current war properties aren't in need of extravagant enlistments from mercenaries as of recent. Is there someone you're trying to track down? I can tell you we stopped.
Oh,
Your mic had a stroke.
Of course it did. So basically, she says, well, what's going on is basically, we stopped actively hiring from mercenary recruitments a while ago, about 2 or 3 years now. I don't believe we even have any contact information left over for those personalities. Although, I can probably recommend you a tavern that might have some information you're looking for, if you're looking for a mercenary in particular.
Well, I'm just trying to track down a couple of co-workers.
Ah, yes. Perhaps I can refer you to a particular man of mine. Hold on a moment. And after a moment, she comes back with a different man who... Did I stroke out?
No.
She comes back with she sends you to a different desk where someone actively does say, "Oh yeah, I can, I was here 5 years ago when they were, running through mercenaries for contracts. Yeah, you can, if you tell me which specific, people you're looking for, I can, get you a message in the next, probably couple hours about, where certain members of, said, mercs can be found. Probably."
I've been trying to track down a couple of members, a human man by the name of, and a half-orc quartermaster by the name of Kench.
So you're looking for Amir and Kench?
Yeah, he'll say they both hail from the Phoenix Company.
Phoenix Company, eh?
Yeah, that's the company I hail from.
Curious. I can say that I've heard talks of an Amir going the rounds, and like a couple of guardsmen have been talking about seeing him through the Royal District once in a while, but he hasn't been seen for a good month, as far as I can, at least a few weeks as far as I'm concerned. Kench, on the other hand, that does strike a chord with me. I believe there was a Kench staying Oh, let me see here. Pulls out a Rolodex and starts flipping through it absentmindedly.
Gives me time to get to my notes.
Do.
Okay.
He recommends you check out a gambling hall in the middle social sector called Croker's Playpen.
Kroger's spelled
Croker's Playpen.
Troaker?
Like frog.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
you can't miss it. It's
the-
like a big old webbed hand holding coins and dice.
And I imagine I need the full passport before I'm able to go to the middle social district, huh?
No, you're on the half pass system. You should be able to investigate during the peak hours, like it says on there. I assume you've done this before.
This is actually my first time in Redport.
Yeah, he's referring to the fact that you and Fel were allowed into the mid district for a brief amount of time the day before.
The player could not remember if I'd been in the middle social district.
Well, you'd been in the middle merchant district. You didn't get into the social district.
I thought that was the middle merchant only. If the middle social is free game as well during the peak hours, then
Indeed, you just you need special permissions to get around to Arcania as well as the Royal District. And is there another one?
As well as
Arcania, the Keep Seat, and I don't think there's a third one. Let me think. No, it should be only Arcania and the Keep Seat, which are the big separations, as well as the higher districts. But Arcania is basically one giant high district.
Dashegen nuts.
I appreciate the help.
Anytime. Good luck with your search.
Say again.
Anytime. Good luck with your search.
Thank you. Good luck with the recruiting.
And after that, Dashegen would the Artisans Guild, because that's the only one he can think of that might have anything to do with metallurgy. Still there?
Yeah, I'm switching my input.
Alright.
It's hard to remember my finger to press something and talk. So let me see. Fountains galore. Yeah, you head yourself to the Artisans Guild, and as soon as you enter, it immediately has a little signage pointing to services this way, merchants this way, weapons and such, straight through.
I think you found your call.
Dashegen will go that way. Weapons.
Yeah, you're immediately met with a just lively little sitting area where there's a roaring fireplace, some men in leather cowls just playing harmonicas and strumming at lyres, waiting on whatever it seems. Meanwhile, there is a desk with a you would recognize this, as you've encountered him before, as a bugbear wearing spectacles in a very tight-fitting suit, sitting at a desk, pounding away at stamping paperwork.
And I can assume that's the receptionist.
Yes, he is the only one at the very most prominent desk in the center.
Okay, I'll approach him.
How can I help you today, sir?
I was wondering if the Artisans Guild
player brain fart. What's the word?
I was wondering if the Artisans Guild taught metallurgy or has classes on metalworking.
Stares down at you. His spectacles perfectly reflect the fireplace, so it looks like his glasses are glowing, like anime style. And he's like,
Okay.
Strokes his massive furry chin, like, we aren't really in the position for class making right now. However, I can refer to you some specific blacksmiths that might be willing to lend talents, perhaps for some services done, like errand, like the. Actually, I do have a listing here for an errand boy needed in the on the edge of the just outside of town, just to the southeast. There is a new smithy being set up that is looking for an errands to be run. Perhaps you could make a deal with that proprietor.
All right. Thank you for the information.
Would you like the information, or are you just you're just scouting out little bits and then checking it, following up later?
Oh, I thought he did give the information.
Oh no, he's just telling you. Well, I have this one thing for this one thing. He didn't go into detail. It was like, oh, there's one just on the southeast of the city proper.
Oh, if I can get details on that, I'd appreciate it.
Right on.
Trying to keep the legacy of my clan alive.
Heritage certainly is important.
He nods. I
hail from the Vith Control.
Bless you.
That's the name of my tribe.
Oh. Nods curtly.
Yeah. Just in case the Vith Control have renown at all for being metalworkers. The GM is.
Alright, he sifts through a file cabinet and pulls out a mangy little flyer that depicts a smiling what you recognize as a human man with big broad mutton chaps and a slightly bent nose, and you can't tell if it's stylized this way or whether it's meant to be that his teeth are like piano keys, like one here, one in the bottom, one here, one in the bottom, like perfectly interlocking. You can't tell if that's artistic or whether that's how he actually smiles.
Huh.
And it says Roderick Century, Esquire. Located...
How do you... Oh, I see it.
Roderick Century, Esquire. Just located about a mile southeast of the city proper. East entrance. Look for the green roof. That's literally what it says in the flyer.
Okay. And I assume this flyer is being given to...
Yep, and at the very bottom it has like those little tearaways, like, errand boy wanted. Contact Roderick Century, Esquire.
Alright, I'll take it and nod and give the bugbear my thanks.
Have a good day. Thanks for stopping by the Artisans Guild.
And once I take my leave, I will wait until peak hour so I can go check out that gambling hall and look for Kench.
Alright. That brings us to Ranya.
Okay, so I am gonna try to get my way into the Arcana, get the dueling done.
Alright, well, first, you realize you need to gather supplies.
Oh boy. I hope my 34 gold is enough to get supplies. It's not, is it? I'm going to
You go to the central posting and you find the brochure flyer, and it also tells you that your class doesn't technically start until tomorrow.
Crap. No, I do a little shopping.
Yes, but it does say, check out. It says all courses. Check out.
Okay, take a drink. Take a
Never!
drink of water.
I'm a teetotaler, damn it. All courses material available at Bingman's Books Incorporated, located in the Lower Social District.
Neat.
It even has like a little map on the bottom that says, "You are here. You go here."
Lol.
And you find your way there. You talk to the boy in charge.
Before I go, did Bundle already set off do his thing?
Mm-hmm.
I elected to go last.
Okay. I would like to badger Bundle.
You like to have my what?
I'd like to get some more money from the bank of Bundle.
Oh, how much?
Uncle Bundle Bags.
Wins. Thanks. Tries to estimate how much money I would like to make a more intelligence check to think how much money I would probably need for school supplies. I didn't think this was that hard of a question.
You're trying to estimate how much you need for school supplies?
Uh-huh.
Make a blank intelligence check.
Okay. That's a 14.
You look at your meager pile of gold. You think that should be enough, given how you think tuition to materials rate usually goes? You think you have enough.
Well, I'm going to see about getting about 30 more gold to add onto it just in case of bullshit occurs.
So just 30 gold.
Nah.
Alright, that's fine.
Cool. You give a thumbs up and then heads off over to...
Alright, you head off to Bingman's. You get there and the boy in charge points you to your specific, like, course section. And yeah, it'll cost you just 24 gold for all 3 books in the series.
Cool. So, subtract about...
Yeah, it costs you 10 gold, 9 gold, and 5 gold for the books.
Wait, what? Oh, yeah. So, 24 gold altogether.
Yep.
So, I end up with 40 gold solid. Cool. And do these books have names or something? Or just, like, the
first book is a broad purple volume that says Arcane Potion Making, a summary. And then there's a little handy legend booklet which has like little inscriptions and like shortcuts, like, okay, when you see these 3 squiggles, that means add half a pinch. When you see this symbol, this means like little like how to read like the recipes and directions.
I'm just trying to figure out what to mark them as.
Oh, you have textbook, potion guide, and
quick tips.
Making potion guide and quick tip. Okay. Anything else I need, like, I don't know, ingredients to things or such? Or is that pretty much covered?
Well, you read, you go to the Bingman's boy once more and say, "Is there anything else? You got yourself a cauldron?"
Blink. I have a cooking pot.
Narrows his eyes. Yeah, you're gonna need a cauldron. You're probably gonna want either pewter or nickel for beginners. You probably don't want anything expensive like a silver or, God forbid, gold. God, that thing, you'd have to try hard to keep that thing in shape.
What cast iron do?
Thinks for a moment. For the beginning class, you're probably safe, but I'd still recommend spending a little Bitcoin on a pewter, because pewter's solid, durable, and is seasoned well to match the sometimes corrosive elements. Meanwhile, cast iron might chip and lead to shavings in entering the mixture.
Insight 5.
You have no idea. He's like, it sounds right?
Okay. Well, how much will that cost me?
He points to the place across the street like, look, you tell them that I sent you. You could probably walk out with a pewter cauldron for like 9-10 gold.
Alright. He nods, thanks him, and heads over there.
Yeah, you get there. The young girl in charge, whose cheeks kind of blush when you mention who sent you. She's like, "Oh yeah, I can get you a nice pewter for about 12 gold."
Yeah. Okay, 12 gold.
Yep, you get yourself a pewter cauldron, and she even throws in a complimentary component pouch.
12 gold, that would be 28 gold. Oop. Okay, and I get a component. So, beautiful. Use her. Gold.
It weighs almost as much as you do.
Which is an odd thing for me to be carrying around.
But it's sturdy.
Pewter cauldron and okay. That's it on my shopping list then.
Yep. And you check in on your course packet, and it says your class is at high noon tomorrow.
Cool.
So it's recommended you set out like about 11:30. It says recommended allow for half-hour travel traffic.
Sounds good. Well, he doesn't have much else to do. I was gonna make his way back to that meat store and see himself some of that bison meat.
The meat store?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Anything you're browsing around for, or are you just literally browsing and expecting me to, and just want me to layer off all the succulent strips and the fine ribs and the...
As nice as that sound, Ranya actually had his bison meat the other day, and he's gonna get him some. Said something about braised bison last time around.
Can you repeat that?
Bison meat.
Oh, the bison meat. Okay, you get back there. You get to the meat store, and
They point out they only have like a half rack left of like pure bison ribs, and it's running at a premium. Since it is a controlled hunted species.
How much is the premium?
The cranium or the premium?
I said premium.
Okay. The premium they're running is half of the rack for 16 gold. The whole rack for 32.
Well, I don't have 32. I'll take half of the rack.
They've also got some bison jerky for only 4 gold a strip. It's a good, like, your whole hand-sized strip.
Are we talking like my hand or Ranya?
Your hand.
I have pretty big hands.
Thick, meaty stalks.
But can you palm a basket?
Probably can. I'll take the jerky. He hands over 8 gold for 2 pieces of the bison jerky instead.
So you splurge on two slabs of jerky?
Instead of getting the rack of ribs, he just gets the bison jerky.
Alright, they have spiced and unspiced.
Can I get a sample of the spice?
They break off like a little shaving.
That was it.
You trying the spiced or unspiced?
The unspiced. I mean,
the unspiced tastes lightly of like basic jerky. There's not a lot of brown sugar or anything added to it. It's just like, okay, they like just gave it like a simple smoke. It just tastes like smoked meat. A bit tougher than usual, not quite as lean. You know, the spiced, it has like a little bit of like a honeyed cumin like layer to it.
I'll take the spiced.
Alright. So you want 2 slabs of that?
Yeah, 2 slabs of the bison jerky.
Alright. You have 2 rations now.
2. Okay. There's nothing else he can do, so he heads back home.
Alright, that brings us to Fel. Iana.
What? No, what? Hello?
Shit, I forgot there was something
Hi.
in oh well.
Greetings, Fel.
Alright. Greetings, hello. I am here.
Welcome back to the game. I
I've
hope
been
you've been
here,
paying
just been
attention.
listening.
You wouldn't want to
I've
fail
been
your
listening.
post-game quiz now.
I've been listening. Damn, alright.
What did I just buy?
Bacon. God damn it. So anyway, Felt one wanted to get some gold from the bank of bundle.
At this rate, Dashegen should probably also get some gold from the bank account.
Hey, Bond, I need some money.
Starting to love this meme.
Hey, Bond, I need some money. Okay. Hey, Bond, I need some money.
Holding on to all the money bundle. You had to have seen it coming.
Yeah, I did. Because I don't trust any of you. I trust Fel.
Can I have my allowance, Mr. Bundle?
But who needs what?
Fel's gonna get about 30 gold just in case any bullshit occurs.
30 and Dash, how much?
Dash will just ask for like 14
14 exactly?
Exactly.
to bring me up to 15.
He's gonna give you 50 and say deal with it.
Why even 5s?
Some pixelated sunglasses fall on Bundle's face. Eee!
Here, back a moment.
Because that brings us to 250 gold and 1,725 silver.
A dragon,
God,
a
we're
dragon
gonna
glider,
die.
a dragon glider in the sky spells the words "thug life."
So the Rhythm Guild. Phil wants to go visit the Rhythm Guild.
All right, you can head right on over to the Rhythm Guild, where it's got some notable. It's got some living statues out front that you think are either advertising or they're working for their membership.
Or both.
Who knows? The GM knows.
Yeah, and yeah, okay. Okay. And, she... Is it like a building, or is it like a tent of some sort?
It's actually a combination. There's like a wooded building off to one side, and on the other side, it's like an open tent where there are like people sitting on like a stone circle. That's like some plucking lyres, some like lighting apples on fire and juggling them rapidly. Some of them are just simply crafting different masks. Like, using, like...
Oh, look, the police has come for me. Oh, nice.
Hooray! Listen to the players get swatted live on the Dynamix of Good and Evil!
But I'm back.
Hold on, what did I miss?
Nothing?
Nothing at all.
Continuing on. Fel will approach the building proper first.
Alright. Yeah, you approach the doorway, and there are two human ladies sitting there in an assortment of motley, as well as an elven humanoid trying on various fake mustaches and looking in a mirror.
Beautiful.
And the two ladies look up and speak in unison. Oh, hey! Alcazar! Look! A visitor! It's kind of creepy how closely they go to each other.
If you didn't say that, Fel wouldn't just like, what the inside her mind, just like, what the fuck?
The elven man drops the silvery, corkscrewy mustache he was holding. He's like, "Oh, yes, hello. Welcome to the Performance Guild. My name is Alcazar Malkate. How can I help you today, Mels?"
Alcazar. How do you spell? Is there a K in there?
Alcazar.
I spelled that very differently.
Alcazar Malkate the Fourth. In the long line of Malkates.
Oh boy.
Well, this guy's gonna be a peach. Well, pleasure to meet you. My name is Feliana Laurel, and...
Of the Tamantardorels. Yes, I performed for their neighbors once.
Oh! Does Fel remember any news of that?
You were kind of in an isolated keep. Your neighbors... He means neighbors that, yeah, they were like 3 kilometers away neighbors.
Oh my god! Oh, well, I'm sorry, I've never heard of you. I'm sorry, I lived in a very isolated keep, but I'm sure your performances were wonderful as always.
As you would assume correctly. How can I assist you, Madam Tardarel?
Well, I've come to possibly seek employment in performing, as I have studied and perfected my craft before. Before I even have some people that can back me up, that can vouch for me on this. But I've come to seek employment in performing.
Ah, excellent. References do help the process, as there are, as you saw outside in the stone rim, quite the amount of unreferenced auditions. But these references will help. I will just have you talk to, let me see, where is that gnome? There. Malachi, a young gnome wearing a giant... He looks like he's wearing a beaker wig, like a giant just orange fuzzball on top of his head. Like, he's like, Malachi, please assist Madame Tadarel with the bardic application paperwork, if you will, please. Pretty please. He's like, yeah. And he ushers you over to a compact little desk that's about twice as tall as he is, but he has like a little adjustable barber's chair that he could just whiz right up, and like hands you over just a little like a binder clipped little trio of pages that ask you for like your basic information, your name, your age, your specific skills or talents you're willing to exploit, such as juggling, dance, which there's a subcheck where it says exotic dance, and there's also fire breathing, song vocal, song instrumental, choral, a cappella vocal, solo vocal basically, and performance art. Like, so what are you specifically applying for work for is what it's asking, and also when you're available. Are you looking to work weddings? Are you looking to work just general festival activities? Are you looking to work like busker street corner style, or are you a whore for work?
Oh my god!
Whoa!
Jesus Christ, man!
As in, you're available for anything.
I'm down.
Like, you're available for all shifts.
I checked all
Damn.
the boxes.
Well, Fel would probably she would put down in the more musical instrument performance and vocal list. Okay, let me put the list right there. There we go. Let's do it.
So that way the audience and I can know what you're applying for as well. The GM is slowly turning into Alcazar.
Oh no!
As you'll see, my most excellent little dungeon campaign that I've built for years and years. I'll have you know, I subscribe to D&D Beyond.
Sorry, I accidentally clicked hit enter before I could get the entire list.
It's fine. How dare you! You have to restart the paperwork all over again.
That voice just makes everything better.
The exciting writing down scene. Meanwhile, there are like the gnome, as you're writing down the paperwork, starts like playing with like a little string that had, you know, like those string dolls where you pull the string and the doll moves like across the string.
Yeah.
Yeah, he starts playing with one of those where you swear that little doll on it looks a bit more articulate than usual.
Wow. They call that a simulacrum, kids. This is going on. I'm gonna take my dog.
Is that what you got down?
Yeah, I'm just trying to decide on the schedule part because I mean technically our schedule is going to be kind of fuzzy.
Well, basically, I was like, how soon are you available?
Pretty soon. I mean, not pretty soon, but like in 3 days time I would be.
Yeah,
soon.
it also has
No,
like,
2 days.
are you able to access the middle as well as higher sectors yet?
In 2 days time, in 2 days time I will be issued.
You lift open the flap, and there's like a little calendar there that says basically has you like poke what day you should be available on.
Yeah,
like starting.
And she pokes over there.
Yep, you poke it, and the ink blot slowly fills up on that particular date.
There's a calendar with
Sir. And I'm pretty sure that should be it.
Alright, and then the last page is simply asking for references of your performance ability. For example, you can list the fort and the burlesque club you recently performed at, if you can remember the manager or the particular person involved in the staging.
We performed at Blast Club?
Yes, she did.
As a
She got one.
At the fucking
Fort. I forgot the name of the fort.
Lippy on
Lippy!
the map.
Lippy. I knew it was Lippy.
Oh, I thought that was just a bar. I didn't know it was a burlesque club. Wait, you performed there?
You were there.
I was there. I don't quite remember if she actually did it.
It's almost like it was a year ago.
Yeah.
That feels like it was last year.
Ranya will punch you.
That's me.
Seriously.
Now, only I am allowed to punish people.
But
Oh no,
but,
your hand slipped, and check the exotic dance checkmark.
No.
Ah!
But I'm actually gonna need help with this because I did write this down, but I'm not sure if I can remember. I performed at the burlesque club in Fort Lippy.
You remember performing that night was the CO.
Oh yeah, performed. Oh, Fayette. Commander Fayette. Or, wait. What is CO? The CO mean commander?
Yeah,
Yes.
And the officer, yes.
Okay, thank God. I'm not
military talk. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Didn't you also perform in Summerfell?
I did actually at the bar near Summerfeld.
Yeah, the sharp cloak.
The sharp cloak in near Summerfeld, Fort Lippy, where there was Madame Commander Fayette, the very white flippered penguin. Thank you.
What was the name of the bartender at the sharp cloak? I forgot because Orc Pub is down.
He was a dog folk.
He was a dog. Frederick.
Frederick. That's the one. I think I wrote him down actually.
I was like, oh god, I hope his name isn't Roderick. I would hate myself.
Oh my god.
Why? What's wrong with Roderick?
Because I just named the blacksmith you got that Dash seeking out Roderick. I'm trying not to double use names.
It's not uncommon for more than one person to have the same name. That man found this out.
That's true. Like there are three people in my school with the same name as me.
Behold, the Adventurers Guild, known as the Dynamix of of goodness and not so goodness, starring Ranya and Bungle.
Goddamn.
But I think that might be all the references that I have at the moment.
Did you go to Bard College?
I did go to Bard College, in fact.
If you can come up with the name of your instructor from past as well as the institution, that can be all another reference.
Can I make up the name right now?
Go right ahead.
The Big Avocado.
Don't you dare.
I will dunk you.
You got your big avocado, Fel.
I know.
But where's the Dire Pineapple?
Motherfucker!
I will eventually get my Dire. I will eventually get my Dire Pineapple.
I am down.
1 second. Just looking up some meanings. Let me see.
Quick, ask Dash to roll a dice. It's the only way he can name something.
I'm bad at names.
It's the only way he can make a decision.
I'm still going with that vision of you at the altar.
God damn it.
Just rolls a big fluffy D20.
Name him, you know what? Name him Steve, Fel.
Aw.
Steve Stevenson, son of Steve.
Aw.
There's a name for you.
All right, that's the name of the school.
Steve.
Railroads, University of Bardic Magic. Nice! Good name, good name.
I'll name the instructor Steve.
Welcome back to everyone's favorite game show, Name That Bard! Tonight's players will be playing for this delightful fruit stand set, which you can give to your children and have them pretend to sell their wares for monies that they desperately need to keep their family alive and off the streets. And you can also apply for these grand sweepstakes prizes. Tell him, Felnick.
And that's the name of the instructor. Saria Loranis Nilis.
You get snaps.
Sounds Spanish.
Oh my god, thank you. Snaps.
Alrighty. I will put this on your note page so I remember it for later, because I am a good GM and I take this into account.
I'm also going to put this on my note page, because now this is important shit.
Good.
Background information.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Feliana finally gets character development.
She's had character development.
Not very much.
Yeah.
I wish she had more.
Oh, that's right. She also was a sister.
I don't think I've ever seen Ranya.
Did you ever name your sister?
Oh yeah, Annie Hala, and her brother's name is Henrik.
Good old purple.
I have picture.
He's purple, right?
He's purple. The sisters, the father is, the mother is blue. The sister is red. Feliana is blue, and Henrik is purple.
Cool. And right now, Henrik is in a volcano.
Probably. He's 19!
Meanwhile, Dash's sister is probably the most ironic dragonborn ever, considering she's a silver dragonborn, but her name means black.
What? Even Chad from accounting? Especially Chad from accounting.
But yes, I think that would be. I think those references would be nice. Those references that I put down are nice.
All right. Yep. That's the finalize. All they need is like your final signature and date at the bottom, which I suppose you provide.
I do.
Excellent. You want to make this is all proper and notarized and all that.
Of course. Of course. There's always the fumbling with paperwork and such. Want to make sure this is all organized.
Alrighty. So you hand it off back to Malachi, and Malachi nods in approval and places the string and doll back up.
I never did say when. No wait, I did. Never mind.
Yeah, but
Sorry, out of character, I forgot. I'm sorry.
Is this something I should be aware of?
No, not really. I forgot. I thought I forgot to put in like when I'm available for performings.
No, you poked the calendar.
Yeah, I poked it. Boop.
Poke it good. Now, so basically, your paper gets handed off. Alcazar walks over like, fantastic. We will put you at the top, near the top of the pile. Surely, my dear. Looks over to like, you know those two bins of like at offices where it's like finished paperwork and unfinished paperwork.
What are the labels? I need to know the labels.
There's one that has an R, and there's another one with a like no sign, like the O with a cross mark through it.
Huh.
You're the only one in the R pile.
How many papers are in the O pile?
The other one has at least 30 resumes piled up. Well, hang on. There is one before you that there's like one resume in front of you application.
Oh.
So you look at that, and he's like, "Yes, we should get back to you within the next I'd say 12 to 36 hours."
Well, that's a bit. It's been a pleasure, Mr. Alcazar, and I look forward to hearing from you.
Indeed, it's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure as well. And she heads out.
All right, you right on out, and yeah, you feel accomplished. And look at all those poor souls refining their talent out in the stone rim.
I have privilege.
Jesus Christ.
not even sure what to say to that.
That's going into the quotes.
It has to have the ha-ha. Oh my god.
Criminy.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I need to AFK real quick.
Alright. Is that all you're gonna plan to do, Fel? Or are you gonna do some last minute shopping, or are you just gonna head out and bum around a tavern or something, or
Maybe bum around the tavern for a little bit.
Alright. Since you are still in the Performance Guild, so that would mean you're still in the Lesser Merchants area. So yes, there is there's the orchard nearby, as well as the Monument to Bill.
Ah yes.
The Monument to Bill.
The Bill.
And yeah, you check like the sun, like timekeeping devices nearby. It's like, you still got an hour and a half. You could enter into the mid social sector and bum around. What you remember from the information booklets as there are 2 taverns in the middle social sector. One of them with like in like hospitality. The other one's just a straight restaurant, like dining and pub house.
She might go to the one that's the more dining and pub house instead of the just straight in.
All right. Yeah, you head on into the mid-social sector, and you come across a bone and copper colored building that has a a brass sign that says on it, "The Learned Boar."
The- Must be a very smart boar.
I
It ain't no
mean,
big avocado.
it does appear to have a monocle.
But does it have a top hat?
No, but it also seems to be carrying a little book bag with like the little belt around it, like in Pinocchio.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know those. But you know, before he
And the
goes
little
out,
shitty
goes off
Pinocchio
to
hat
become-
too.
Yeah, like before he runs off to become a rascal, and then almost turns into a donkey and dies.
And then he gets hanged and dies.
Yeah.
Italian novels for children.
Almost as grim as a germ.
Alright, so yeah. You come across the
go ahead.
Learned Boar. And there are twin chimneys on either side, pumping out one succulently sweet smell, and another one just that savory, meaty, like, quality protein smoke stench.
Ooh. She heads on inside.
Alright, you
What's up?
get on inside, and this interior is like, that sign is not the only thing that's brass themed. This thing has like that shiny faux gold sheen to it, where there's like pipe smoke and cigars all being lit all around. Businessmen in like checkered vests are drinking from fine bottles of brandy, and there's a whole troop of Havlins that are just munching away at like hoagies the size of their heads. And on one side there is a standard cafe, like where they serve hot beverages as well as cold beverages, pastries, breads. On the other end is like this standard bar, where it's like big ol' brass pipes for footrests, and just fine lacquered wood, where there is actually a whole crew of elves in red and yellow bow ties, half red, half yellow. Just,
Please tell me they're a barbershop quartet.
No, there's only 3 elves working behind the counter with these vests and red and yellow bow ties.
They're a barbershop tritet.
That's not how that works.
I don't care.
They're a barbershop
Dios
quintet.
mío. So yes, there is one side that's the cafe, and the other side that is the standard pub house.
She's feeling a bit peckish, so she's
The
probably
pub
gonna
house
go to-
is the one where all the smoke's coming from. Not from
That's
the...
true. She's gonna go to the pub house to get something to eat.
Alright. What specifically are you looking for?
Something sweet that she had smelled before.
The sweet protein smell,
yeah,
or the sweet cafe smell?
The sweet protein smell. The sweet protein smell. I'm sorry that I didn't specify it.
Alright, you look over they have like a display case of like what the specialties are at the moment. They have some spiced minced pork on like a big ol' like hero meat style spinning spit, as well as there is a currently half of a turkey just sitting in like this half cauldron that is cut away so you can see what's in there, with like it's being like broiled with peppers and mushrooms, as well as what you think distinctly is it's being broiled in wine, so it's given this very heavy floral type texture they're adding to it, along with the veggies in this sort of like almost like they're like making broth by by broiling wine in a with a turkey inside of it.
Nice. Hmm.
So yeah, they have like the you can choose to have a sandwich with the turkey meat. You can choose to have the turkey soup / stew. You can choose to have just a big old pile of the shaved minced pork. And then they have just standard sandwich attire.
The turkey soup.
All right, you place an order, and within 3 minutes, one of the elven boys just.
Oh yeah, how much does it cost, just so I can, pay?
This meal will cost you 10 gold.
That'd be a good goddamn meal.
You tip the server.
With an extra 2 gold.
7 gold.
Oh, okay. I had 37. 7 brings me down to 30, and an extra 2 to tip the server.
Mm-hmm.
You need to tip the server.
You do. That's a good 33% tip too.
Yeah.
So
it's about 28 gold.
Yep. So you, after about 2 minutes of like him finishing his other orders, he waltzes over, picks up this little round. It looks like a little cauldron bowl that he's picking up, like a little sideways cauldron, and he opens like a little nozzle. Like he unscrews like one of the legs of the broiler, and a little stream of stew starts pouring out into this like little red half cauldron bowl. And after a good hearty pour, he tightens it up again, and it brings you over this piping hot turkey stew broth with the mushrooms and the peppers, and he even offers up a little grinder of assorted wildlands spices, which are like fairly spicy. Like it's sort of like
You'll take a bit of spice,
like chipotle and like dried habanero type texture.
Nice. I've never went to Chipotle, but we do have spice here.
Well, I mean like Chipotle style flavoring, like the Chipotle barbecue, something like that, like that sort of texture. And he sprinkles it like for a good like 2 seconds on the side, and sort of like a tequila shot where like there's salt on the side. He's like, there you go, and he gives you the massive soup spoon.
And she takes it. Scoops a bit from the edge, because the middle part is very hot at first, and she eats
you probably can't you use prestidigitation to cool soup?
I think you could. I mean, prestidigitation. You create an instantaneous charm resistance. You instantaneously snuff out a light, clean your soil. You chill, warm, or flavor up to 1 cubic foot of non-living material. Huh. Prestidigitation is such a useful spell.
I can flavor a rock.
You can flavor a rock. Make it taste like a chicken nugget.
I mean, I flavored up like jelly to make it taste like a prime rib sandwich. I'm trying to figure out what you use for.
A fel can flavor the better berries to taste like something better.
Okay, I could. But the better berries already taste pretty dang good.
Well, not for Fel, considering that she had to have them stuffed down her throat, literally, inside an underpass, while she was still recovering from a broken leg. And you hold personed her. It was a bad day.
If you want to make me...
no one had a good day that day.
Nobody really did.
Except the Drider.
How does it... Yeah. She had a great day.
Oh, yeah.
She was on point. Goddamn.
Oh, yeah.
Damn. And, how does the broth taste?
It tastes good. You get the feeling as you eat your quite piping warm broth that it's like, okay, some of the cost might just be for the presentation and the upkeep, but the food is still good. It's just not as quite like excellent and like reality breaking as it's almost presented to be.
Bundle's food was better.
It's pretty good. Pretty good food. Yeah. So Fel enjoy. So.
See Riley, he's a good boy. He did nothing wrong.
Fucking Kong.
What?
Sorry, Rumi aggro. Later, guys.
Bye, Rumi.
Yeah, you feel like you're paying a lot for like the presentation. You know those restaurants where it's like, okay, this food's good, but yeah, they mark it up like 30, 40, 50% for just like, doesn't this look great? Look at these uniforms. Look at them.
I'm just imagining a dessert that's literally just a Snickers bar or covered in chocolate syrup with a small unnecessary leaf on it.
Yeah, here is your chocolate bar with like a sprig of parsley on top. Like, what the hell's that for?
Like, why the fuck am I paying for this? This is literally a grape.
Soup.
It's a single grape.
Soup, 2 silver. Soup in a fancy bowl, 7 gold.
My fucking god. Amazing.
It's not like it's terribly oily or anything. It's just like, oh, this is good. It's like technically well crafted. It's just like, okay, this isn't as mind-boggling as it sort of like presents itself to be.
So it's not like a McDonald's cheeseburger on a silver platter.
Or a very well-presented McDonald's McNugget.
Or just an excellently prepared, like, just standard can of soup that, like, someone, like, actively took the time to strain the oil out of or something.
Y'all motherfuckers don't know about my grandmother's broccoli and cheddar soup. It's fucking delicious. Don't you say any goddamn thing about my grandmother, Ranya.
No.
Okay, good.
Your grandmother did great in that one play I saw her in. Yeah, sure.
Thank you. She was very proud.
She single?
Bitch, she's 55!
God, I feel old.
Anyway, Fel enjoys a nice
It's a
day,
good bowl of soup.
Yeah, enjoys a nice bowl of soup. That's all.
There's bits in it, so it's like it's half. There's like bits of turkey and it's like half a between a soup and a stew.
Yeah, but yeah, that's all Fel had to do.
Yep, you enjoy a good meal and perhaps like a glass of wine with it. And,
of course.
And yeah, you have a pretty good day, all things considered. You're near the top of the stack.
Privilege. I made the top of the stack! Thanks to privilege!
And it's all thanks to my privilege. We could make the world's worst PSA.
Yeah.
You can have privilege too. Here's how you do it.
You're born into it.
The end.
Whose turn is it?
I love you, Pierce. Hey, what do you know? It's Pierce's turn.
Finally got to the bottom of the stack.
Oh.
Bottom of the stack, huh?
Shit, man.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. Sorry.
I will kill you in your sleep. So
No, he'll just kill me and he'll just kill me and pour off.
No.
I'm gonna lop his head off in for on.
I'll make a scarecrow out of you, motherfucker.
You're gonna let him die. Oh my god.
Nova's turn.
Anyway, florists.
Yes.
Oh my
All
god.
about them damn florists.
Them damn florists are indeed open. And you see the same guy who greeted you last night just sitting there smoking his little like hodgepodge pipe, and looks up with a pair of like golden like sunglass spectacles and nods curtly, nods toward the doorway.
I nod back and go towards the doorway.
As you enter you just enter through the doorway, and the table's pretty set. There are a couple of there's like a boy and a teenage boy and girl. They look to be half elven in nature. They're just working there, like mending some pots and placing some like ivies and random herbs inside of like plants, like transposing things. And at the table inside, there is a halfling gentleman wearing a sort of like slight skull cap, as well as this immaculate little red and white cape that he just has wound around one of his arms. He even has boots with spurs.
Interesting.
Damn. He's got the fancy crap.
He does have the fancy crap. Well, seeing as how they're just sitting about, I guess, what do they do as soon as Bundle walks in? Do they notice him at all?
Not really. The Haviland man is sitting there browsing over some paperwork. Meanwhile, like the boy and girl are busy transposing little pots and things around.
Well, I guess I attempt to go further in, seeing as how they're just kind of about. Or is there nowhere really to go?
Well, there's the table, and there's like the counters where the boy and girl are working.
Well, I guess I sit at one of the tables.
Alright, you'd sit down, and the Haviland man, he has like a curled, set back ponytail of hair, and glances over at you, and actively takes a moment to put in a glass eye into one of his sockets and takes a look at you like, so you're the new arrival of sorts.
I suppose you'd say that.
Tells me that I just need to improve my own personal stock, it seems. Don't get me wrong. I too can appreciate someone who can give my crew a run for their money without actually causing damage or putting them in my own sensibilities in danger. But you can't say you would appreciate a harsh, cold water bucket to the face every morning, would you?
Yes, that's hard to argue again.
Oh, where are my manners? I should clean off that table. Snaps his fingers, and the table which you were sitting at, which had some like bits of like broken pottery and like dirt and stuff, it like poofs, and it's now perfectly clean, and the bits of pottery fly back into a little like little pot that's been set aside for like compost and trash, and it all just perfectly flies in there in an arc and like lands in there as he just quickly taps the paperwork on the counter like, can can't say I've come across a, sorry, is the proper term Trubaxi? I haven't been north in a long time.
It's tabaxi.
Ah, Tabaxi. Excellent. Anyway. I am N. Holds out his hand, and on the inside of his right wrist, there are the letters EN staple that glow slightly as he reaches out his hand.
Notice it, but extend my own hand and shake his. I am Bundle of Arrows. Just call me Bundle.
Classy name. I can appreciate that. Now, I'm not going to bounce around. I'm going to take you to task. So, you are actively looking to join the guild.
That is correct.
And you're referenced to us by the purple kobold who drinks his days away at Fort Lippy. No, wait. He's not at Fort Lippy anymore. He's at that reptilian place.
Also correct.
About time you sent me someone worth my while. Last couple he sent here didn't even make it out before Edsel smashed them into the ground like tent stakes. So, now, from the way I look at you, I'm going to assume that you spent most of your time in forests, but you're getting slowly used to the urban communities, and that's sort of one way you want to start honing your rogue abilities. Am I right in assuming such?
On the money so far.
Good. I like to be told that. Because I do manage to have a couple of people who can probably assist you in your abilities. It would take some time, though. I can't promise you instant results, of course. No one really can, unless, of course, well, there's coin involved. But for you, besides the dues you will have to pay in yearly increments, you should be fine in terms of that. We could also have a payment plan where you have to pay slightly more just over 6 months. Over 6-month increments. You know, capitalism and such.
Makes sense.
So I'm going to offer you a quick insight into the inclusion program. I need you to pledge your loyalty to me, the company of the Qwix, and just if you show up whenever the hell you can, and if you can't, as long as you pop back up without a snitch insignia tattooed into your collar, you should be fine. I understand my people disappear every once in a while. They follow up leads. They insert themselves into caravans to discover trade routes. They seek out new contacts in the far reaches of the region. I can get that. I just need you to be straight with me. We are rogues, but we're an honest rogues gallery, as much of a ridiculous statement that sounds like to most people.
Honor among thieves and such, I suppose.
I suppose. I tire of that cliche, but basically, yes, we're going to be honest and upfront. That's the way I operate. If anyone tells you otherwise, they're testing you.
Good to know.
So, Bundle of Arrows leans his head back into his arms, like wide chicken wing style. Where would you like to start?
Well,
Fuck yeah.
if I were... Did he say where would I like to start, or when would I like to start?
He asked you where.
And Bundle thinks for a moment and says, well, I'm here in the city, aren't I? Might as well test me while I'm here.
No shit, son.
Damn.
Well, I suppose it would be to work where I'm going to be holed up. I'm be in the low. I think we're in the lower district, right?
I've had my people keep an eye on you. Yes, you've acquired a deed to the south, to the southern end of the Redport districts, just outside, just inside the wall, but just to the south and far away from the port. You're acquiring the old Ember Shard mining distribution facility. Terrible business, that. So, we can follow up on that. We can even expedient you along. However, here's how this is going to work. You're going to do something for us, and then we can see about doing something for you. So basically, we need you to perform just a small pair of errands, and then we can see about possibly expediting your various needs in the city.
Shouldn't be too bad. What do you have in mind?
Well, the first thing I'm going to recommend you do, looking at your specific talents... How good are you at... Are you better... Would you consider yourself better at diplomacy using strength or diplomacy using cunning? Are you a wordsmith or are you a arrowsmith?
He chuckles at that use of alliteration, and thinks for a second. Well, I can always intimidate somebody with the skill of a shot, but I'd rather not get my hands dirty if I can.
Understandable. I don't like too much blood on my hands if I can avoid it myself. I prefer just business as usual. That's what I like. And so far, business is running pretty smoothly. However, I do have a couple of small thorns that I need plucking. So, what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to see if you can run the basic route. I need you to smuggle me the simplest of things out of the one of the higher districts.
All right. Well, what am I list?
I need you to steal me a notary seal.
Oh shit.
Any details?
Well, I suppose you're familiar with the spiel that the lady looks at the paperwork in his hands. I believe her name was Bella. Informed you about regarding the notary proceedings.
Whatever.
What was that? Whatever?
What of it?
Okay. Well, turns out our personal supply of, shall we say, expediting techniques is not quite on brand as it usually is. So, in order to keep up this expedition business running, we need up-to-date materials. So, what I need is you and one of my crew to smuggle yourselves in to the keep seat. You will make contact with one of our usual suspects, I believe is the proper term at this point. And they can, you will hand off a bag. They will give you a package, and provided you keep your cool and don't crack, cracks open, like, it takes out a little knife and starts tapping at a walnut. And we should be in business. Straightforward mission. Nothing too expensive or sneaky. I just need to see how your roleplay skills work. See if you can pass the basic eye test.
Simple enough. When are we going to be having this little soiree?
Looks at his personal sundial. 45 minutes.
I guess I should get myself prepared then. He says as he stands up.
I'm glad to see you're flexible in such means.
Either you roll with the punches, or you'll break free.
Yeah, your passive perception is 15?
Say what?
Your passive perception is 15?
Yes.
As he leans back and starts, like, talking to you about the details, you notice under his chin, like, a white stitching scar across, like, the top of his throat where it meets his chin. It glistens a little bit.
Bundle notices it and asks friendly reminder.
Can you repeat that? You ask for a friendly reminder?
He notes the scar and says friendly reminder. As if seeing it is that something that you got from fuck?
From what?
Is that a scar that he got from fucking up? Essentially, what he's asking. But playing it off.
It's in the past. Shouldn't have to worry about it anymore. Scratch that. Don't have to worry about that anymore. That was from a different life.
Fair enough.
Different honors, different thieves. So, let me see. Who do I have free?
So, I guess at this point, he would see about what could he from the guild right now as in terms of supplies to get this. What do they have on offer?
Basically, they are. N immediately ushers you off to one of his. Crap. I've got this written down. Where is it? Yeah, N ushers you off to his quartermaster, who is the elven maid, the person who you thought was elven as you snuck past her last night. But as you get closer, you realize she's just extraordinarily pale and has these sunken eyes with red outlined pupils of a silvery variety. You can roll You can roll an intelligence check if you wish to decipher what you think she is, or just look for external knowledge.
6. I probably don't know.
Man, this is one really, really pale elf. God damn, she must be on something good with those eyes.
I try to play off that I'm not staring at her, and not just trying to figure out what she is. And
as she smiles, you see 2 pointed canines, and introduces her, Sir Spira, bundle. Yes. I recognize you. You brought you in last night.
cunning little fellow.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Just so you know, you should watch that third step going up the stairs. You dodged a thumbtack I placed there by mere centimeters.
Well, I'll be sure to continue to keep my eyes open as.
Good. Anyway, I am the resident quartermaster, Suspira, and I need to hook you up with courier clothing. And she pulls out some standard uniform coats, and she goes, "No, that is post. This is merchant. Courier." And pulls out a khaki style uniform jacket with little brown buttons, as well as little pink spotted epaulets, and hands it over to you and says, "This should fit you. Put it on, please."
You said they're pink spotted epaulets?
Pink spotted epaulets.
And he does so. He puts it on.
And as you finally get it over your head and get your arms through, and you hear Suspira say, "Hold still." And you feel her creep around you as she puts her hand on your hem and starts to trace a little bit around your wrist. And as she touches you, you feel, wow, she's cold.
My character openly shivers a bit, like, "Woof, what?
Sorry. Slaps her wrist and blood flow gets a little supine sometimes.
I want to roll
Apologies.
insight on that. Or insight on what she is now, because that
Okay, roll another intelligence check.
14.
You don't think she's an elf at this point. It's pretty much, okay, the cold skin. Those canines are the sticking point. It's like, okay, she's not an orc, because she's not as bulky. She's lithe. Hell, it looks like, almost like if you threw a stick at her, she would crumple, but she's very elegant looking, and in her very bony, very bony, presentation.
She's a fuck-mothering vampire, isn't she?
I mean, that's what the character assumes. I mean, that's what I assume, but I don't know if Bundle is going to jump to that conclusion just yet.
Yeah, they don't have the Dracula movie in world.
But as she attempts to hem the shoulders and the wrist, you feel, as she touches you again, it's a bit warmer. It's still pretty cool to the touch, but it's okay, it's not, as bad as it was. Is it? You see, as you look closer at you sneak a peek at her own hands, they do look pale, but they're not, the chalk of death. Yeah, you don't know shit.
Yeah, not a clue. But he just tries on the clothes and doesn't try to make
You're
tries
pretty
not to make
sure.
it
You're
bigger.
pretty sure she's not dead. I
Let me
mean,
see.
look at her.
I hope.
She's moving right now.
Indeed.
Look at her walk around.
But
Watch,
He
she
tries-
eats a corn dog.
wow. He puts on the epaulets and looks to see how do they. I'm sure they look a little bit odd compared to what he normally wears. He
They're very subtle epaulets. They're like a standard like Boy Scout uniform style epaulets. Like they're not prominent, but if you look, that's where you look in the like top shoulder corners. Like, okay, there they are. Like they got like a slight wingtip to them, but they're not like, they don't look ridiculous. Like, okay, that's definitely a texture that represents a certain industry or position. In which case, you assume courier. And after a few moments, she takes out some scissors, cuts, sews, pulls out some velvet and cotton, and quickly adjusts, and then patches and says, "All right, you should be good, I think, as long as you don't rip and tear. I believe I've accommodated your tail well enough." And you didn't even notice that, yeah, she did actually make like a pocket loop for your tail. That you could either hide it inside the uniform, or you could let it free flow out about.
He looks back and says, "Oh, thanks for accommodating."
Suspira looks to N and asks, "I forget, did you say they had tabax? There are many tabaxis inside the city?" And he thinks for a moment. "No, now that I think so, not really. Maybe tuck that tail away and say your
We must shave him.
Don't you dare."
He's like, "We could pronounce his ears and fluff out the cheeks a little bit, give him like some jowls, and see if we can pass him off as just a really, really lithe dog."
He looks to her almost
You'd be impressed what we can do with some cotton balls and a little bit of pomade.
Can you bark?
Rough.
That was a good question. Can he bark?
I assume you've met dogs before?
Yeah, I'm joking, but he does say that is rather a bit much. I suppose to get the job done.
We could also try a monkey, but
that's a little bit harder to pull off.
I do have some plastic clay that I could mess around with for the cheeks.
I prefer to look like a dog.
She glances through the file real quickly. Yeah, the only tabaxi I remember seeing was that one guard, but she left. So
Wait. God.
Oh yes, we keep tabs on most every god in the city.
He does his best to ask, does she look like this and this and this, basically describing.
You're very inquisitive, aren't you, young initiate?
Well, let's just say that I know her way better.
Oh.
Said that to the thieves go on the first day. Alrighty then.
Oh boy.
Aye.
He has connections to the law enforcement.
Mistake been made.
Possibly, but they're going on the honor system, so now than to have this just displayed out in the middle of bullshit.
Yeah, she went on an expedition about 2 or 3 weeks ago. 3?
Never came back.
2? Terrible tragedy. Complete loss.
What?
I'm kidding.
Huh.
I wanted to see your reaction, newbie.
He did have a look of surprise, but he narrows his eyes at that.
Easy there, Suspira. Look, we can't... Look, like I said, it's a give and take system. You do this for us, we can give you more information as well as your training. Now, let me see. Just flips through his Rolodex file, like, I think we'll be fine. Like, this town gets new applications every day. I doubt they're gonna triple check the fact that a courier recently got a temp worker that happens to be a tabaxi.
We should hope so.
We've run this job before. I know what kind of people staff that notary front desk. I've placed some there.
Oh.
For varying lengths of time. Pulls out a stick of like what you assume is like chewing gum. He sticks it in the corner of his mouth and starts like chewing. Like,
Gum.
Okay.
So yeah, you're going to be going with Suspiria. Who's on duty with him today? Today you have set aside for his particular venture, I believe. Wait a second. Charon. Oh, yes, bloody Cteel's cousin. Yes. Anyway, yes, he'll be heading out with a dark elf in about, looks at his sundial watch, 20 minutes. Charon knows what he's doing. He's been on 2 or 3 jobs already. It's his very simple job. And you'll just... oh, I almost forgot. He asks for your membership tag that you were given the previous night.
He hands it over.
He takes it and takes out a little red quill and traces a rune onto the white symbol, and has you try not to let that show in front of people who don't also share that symbol. Please try not to.
I'll make it a priority, he says as he puts it into a pocket he doesn't normally need.
Well, yeah, you're wearing a new uniform. You don't usually use any of these pockets.
Yeah.
I'm finicky. So, yeah. Qwix? Where's Qwix? I believe he's on lunch. Did he go and order takeout? Did you ask for takeout? Should have thought about this. Anyway, newbie needs training. Are you trained at all in the sleight hand activities?
Well, not in the way that you would think. I used to be a entertainer, juggler of sorts.
Okay, so you're good at dexterous balance, but not necessarily fine picking and prestidigitation necessarily.
No, can't say that I am.
Okay. Well, let's need you to be accurate.
Bareback cat.
So yes, you're going to go with Cteel's cousin, Chiron. Charon. Yes, that name. And I'm going to give you a very specific set of instructions. I need you to listen carefully. You're going to walk to the guard post that leads to the line. You're going to enter the line. You're going to follow it until you reach the sign that says this way to the keep seat. Head to the keep seat. Go to the notary and property. Go to the property office. Find the notary desk, and wait until someone in that getup happens to flash either of you the signal. If you don't know what the signal is by now, I would think you have paid attention better.
Alright, so hang on, making sure I got this down. Walk to the guard post, enter and follow to find the way to the keepsake, find the note.
And when the guard... Oh, I forgot to mention, when you go to the guards, when they ask you your business name, you will say Cotillions Market. And when they ask for your designation, you will say Junior Courier. And that should give you free pass and entry into the line.
I'm back.
And because I'm probably gonna fuck this up if I don't ask this now, what is the sign? So I don't feel like a...
Sir Spira and N look at each other. They're like, what's the one consistent sign you've seen inside of this particular guild?
Aside from flashing off that lovely mark.
Nods curtly and directly.
Though I don't really have a white spot. Well, I can make up for that.
It might be as simple as that mark is somewhere on this person, or perhaps something he's carrying. He will make brief eye contact and probably make a gesture, either for you to follow, wait a moment. It might just hand you a piece of paper with a clipboard that happens to have that mark on it. Who knows? You wait for that sign, then you follow the person who delivered that to you.
Fair enough.
If things go south, I need you to understand three things. One, if the Royal Guard proper get involved, you don't know my name for a reason. The second thing I need you to know is that if you manage to give them a description of me, you will be barred from every establishment that we take part in and sponsor, which you would be surprised what percentage of this city is actually sponsored by us. Thirdly, when it goes south, follow your instincts. Try not to get caught.
That should go without saying. But he understands and starts making smart aleck.
Suspira pipes up. Just know most time they have nothing.
Noted.
They often try and pick up new members and try and frighten them into confessing. Hopefully you're stronger than that.
I should hope so. I've already dealt with my fair share of rough and tumbles already. It should be nothing.
Good to hear. I hope that's actual talent and experience talking and not cockiness.
Flashbacks to the Drider.
Flashbacks to a lot of things.
Mistakes were made.
A lot of them.
Noted.
And as soon as that conversation
Okay,
ends,
we
an
fucked up that.
extremely handsome dark elf walks in with hair parted to the side, perfectly gauged earrings with like rows of 3, as well as just little anti-glare spectacles on, basically medieval sunglasses. It's like, so, this is the new one? Yep. Don't be a stranger. Introduce yourself.
Bundle steps forward and says, "Hail, my name is Bundle of Arrows."
Katil. You're gonna be adventuring with my cousin. And before you ask, no, we're not directly related. You're gonna want to ask that, and I want to make that clear right now.
Neat.
All right. He been quizzed, boss? Yes, thoroughly. He seems okay. Yeah. Thanks, half dead. What you think the only thing you'll need is a courier bag. Now, he lifts a pack off his back that's just basically like satchel. A satchel with a very lively illustration of a C and an M. Yeah, nothing too like flashy, but it's like, oh, it looks refined. And he says, yeah, just hold on to that. Grip it like your life depends on it. Couriers tend to do that.
I will do that. He says he tightens his grip.
Good. Charon is playing lead. You're playing the actual envoy. Now, and, yeah. Think it's okay to move up ahead of schedule, boss? Like, and looks at his sundial watch. I don't see how it can hurt. Righto. Come this way. You're escorted to just out back, where there are a pair of elves, one high, one drow, having a play dagger match, where like there's like a close quarters like dagger fight going on. And Katil whistles, and the match stops, and the dark elf looks over, raises his eyebrows, and immediately comes on over and starts putting on the uniform, which is draped over a chair. Looks a bit creased, but he's like, whatever. Just puts it on, lights up a cigarette, and tosses up his hair a little bit. Like, we ready? Like, yes, cousin, he's ready. Righto?
Jesus. It's redneck ass dark elves.
Oh my god.
Bundle just kind of shrugs and just rolls with.
Oh my fucking god.
What, is that you?
Wow.
God damn it.
Now, alright. I'm taking point. You follow me. We get to the guard post. We get in, out. Should be back before the lunch counters close. Cut to Fel enjoying a fine soup. This lunch counter sure is great.
Yeah.
Dash waiting for peak hours at that gambling place.
Ranya waiting where the hell everyone is.
Oh yeah, Brett, is it okay if I head out soon? 'Cause
Yeah, we're about to wrap up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Time.
Dude, 1 second.
N walks over, taps Bundle on the back of the leg, and gives you like a little idle, like questioning thumbs up, like, you good?
Bundle just gives a nod and steps towards the guard's post.
Well, he just ushers you towards like the edge of the mid-social, and it's like, all right. Nods, points ahead, and you and Chair and the Dark Elf head inward toward the social district, and we're gonna figure out how that goes next time on the Dynamics of Good and Evil.
This is awesome. Isn't it awesome?
Yay for character progression on several fronts.
Yay for privilege.
Oh, hush you! God damn it.
Welcome to the Dynamics of Good and Evil, where now the running gag is privilege. What's the theme of your campaign, Privilege? What's the main struggle in your campaign, Privilege? What's the biggest danger to your group, Driders?
No. Bars.
No, we're the biggest danger to bars. We're making a bar.
Taverns, hostels, any.
Taverns be.
Anyway, thanks everybody who stopped by and took a listen. I'm Brett the Wiz, the DM. We're trying to see if we can do this every other week with the Dynamics. We have so many campaigns running out of this Discord, so
we might have a problem. All of us might have just a little bit of.
And here, Brett is trying to convince me to start my. I mean, I already have my own killing.
What's this problem that I'm not aware of?
An addiction
that
we all share.
This is only a problem when we stop.
I don't think it's a problem if we gain an audience, and I don't know, see where that goes.
That's true.
You're making me sound bad. Stop it.
You're
just saying
not
we're addicted to D&D.
Yeah,
Dash,
better
you're
that
making
than
it look
heroin.
Oh yeah, because of D&D, I cannot afford a heroin.
What?
D&D, slightly more expensive than porn.
You mean you pay for your porn?
I don't even want to respond.
Anyway, thanks everyone for dropping by. I will be unavailable next week, so next Dynamics is probably going to be Wednesday, Wednesday, February 1st, I think. No, wait. Next week.
I'll be back to school by then.
No,
Yay.
Wednesday the 30th.
Oh God.
Okay, so we're gonna be doing Dynamics the 30th rather than the space.
Wait, if you're going back to school, does that mean that we won't be able to do dynamics?
No, we will.
There's always the option for late nights.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, with
I might just leave this. We'll figure out the space thing later.
I mean, if the space campaign is like one too many campaigns, I'm willing to. I'm definitely.
We
I'm
have
willing
like
to
6
mix it up.
campaigns.
Yeah.
Oh.
We really do. Hello, Pond.
Alright. Well, thanks for stopping in, everybody, and have a good night. I need you all out there to get some rest, because rest is good for the soul.
Indeed.
Luckily, I don't work tomorrow morning, so I don't have to worry about that, but
I
Fel might
refuse.
have words, seeing that it's currently 3 a.m.
Yeah, my mom came in here twice, complaining that it was being too loud.
Good night, Panda.
Good night, Panda.
Bye, Panda.
Okay, but before I go, Dash, I think I'm gonna have to take you up on that offer, because the next monster intermission that I need to do is the Anjanaf one.
Anjanaf.
I will help you tomorrow. Whenever you have to.
No, yeah, tomorrow. Now, no.
Yeah, obviously not now. Now is
No,
a bad.
fuck
Go to
no. Yeah.
in the immortal words of my mother. Go to bed.
In the immortal words of Samuel L. Jackson, go the fuck to sleep.
Yes.
Alright, bye guys.
Bye.
Later.